Oh, we're keeping hydrated. Everyone's keeping me well hydrated today. That's quite the start. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here at the start of it all. Thank you for the hydrations, the stretches, all the stuff. It's got some hammers in chat and everything. Starting off good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get over to talk screen real quick because we have a tier list to do. Oh, a what? We got a what? Hold on. What? Hey everyone, it's Berrymore. This is a very interesting. I mean, it's not a crazy site. It's not something that's like, oh my gosh, this is revolution. It's been done before. It's a tier list, or was it tiermaker.com? But we're gonna be doing a tier list today. We're gonna be playing a course, Product Zomboid. I mean, that's kind of the thing. But we're gonna be doing a little bit. I guess you would say just chat / just Product Zomboid. I'm not sure. I mean, like we're talking right now. Maybe I should change it over to just chat. I don't know. By the way, at any point in time, there might be an ad. There might be an ad coming. In fact, let me just get on that real quick. Let me see. Exclamation point, next ad. Let's see. Is within the next minute. Okay, well we figured it out. We've done figured it out. So if you got, don't worry, we're just gonna be talking. We're just gonna be talking. So if you don't have a sub yet or anything, or you can't you're gonna be going off into Agile. Don't worry, we're not gonna do anything. We're gonna be kind of just chatting up, kind of like figuring out what we're gonna do, getting into this. But I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna have a little bit of a tier list on the traits, the Product Zomboid positive and negative traits. They're pretty useful, but I know, right? I had to exclamation point it, but yeah, SiriBot is super awesome. I wish it would do it automatically, but it seems like maybe I can do that like every hour. I'll have like a timer go off, so it'll automatically do that exclamation point next, and then that way it'll kind of give me a visual reminder, like, oh yeah, like there it goes right now. So I believe you got a gifted sub yesterday, so you should not be going through ad right now. But yeah, so that's the thing. You asked a question though. What is your question there, Strike? Tell me your question. I might be able to answer it. I think I'll try. Regardless of whether I can answer it, I will try. But yeah, what's up? Yeah, so the first little bit is going to be of based on a tier list, and I will tell you all the different ins and outs of that tier list as we get into it. But then we'll be getting into the actual gameplay, Herschel. We'll be getting to Herschel, which means for a little bit of time, you're going to be just kind of talking with me a little bit. So for a little while of a Project Zomboid stream, I get to be involved. You get to see me. Sorry. Yeah, we have a whole screen set up and everything. And it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be based off of Build 42. So there's going to be some disclaimers to go with that. Especially because these tier lists, everything is out of date. Product Zomboid's wiki is out of date. These ads are out of date, and they're making me lag and stuff every once in a while. So if you see all of a sudden I just jitter or something, it's because there are so many advertisements on this freaking website. There's 3 ads, all 4 ads. What I got? I got a Subaru ad. I got a Tampax ad. I got something that looks like a Carnival Cruise ad, and something. Windows 11 ad. Okay, well there you go. That's what I got all on my screen right now. And they all change around the same time. No wonder it lags a little bit at moments. It's like they all have the exact same periods of time. Who knows? You must likely know about more about this than I do. How the hell do I play with others on Minecraft, Java, I'm just curious. Okay, so what you could do is you could be a part of a server, or if they gave you the server key or the server information, you can go and add that into where it says multiplayer or something like that, or server. I think it's realms could be a thing too. But you basically add in the key that they give you, whether they do a realm or a landline that they have, into the multiplayer, and then it's okay, cool. Well, since they're hosting or they're on a server that's hosting it, then it'll say, cool, yeah, I acknowledge this key as this server, and then you go ahead and you click on it and say join, and that's it. Super easy. Yeah, it's fun. I think you're gonna have a good time. I know Minecraft is pretty fun too. Yeah, not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, the first time around, I was I don't know how to get on this place, and my cousin's here, click on this, okay. Now click this, okay. And now you're in. Well, that was easy. Isn't that right, Barry? Things can be easy with technology, because typically they're not for me. Typically speaking, Barry is very bad at this game. He got some issues at times. It's just how it is. It's like it's the rules of law. It's law of nature, really. Barry's bad at technology. All right, well, we're back. We're now back from ad break. So, well, further ado, we're gonna get over to the screen that I prepared. A lot of hard work went into this. A lot of hard work. Let's go over to the tier list screen. It's gonna lag me a little bit, but don't worry, I'm still here. All right, so. We're here. Also, I don't like the fact that it says the sub goal up there, which, by the way, thank you guys for who've been subbing and everything. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. Thank you. But it's like follows. Follows is like it usually says, but it changes over every once in a while. I guess depending like, hey, if a sub comes in, it shows you the sub goal. If it's like, hey, a follow comes in, it shows you the follow goal. Hey, Crispy, how you doing? Welcome on. First time chat and everything. Welcome on in. Welcome. We're doing it a little bit different today. We're playing Product Zomboid later on, but we're playing Product Zomboid tier list. We're going to do some tier list up here. And it's based off build 42, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a disclaimer. Maybe we can get over into the other section now. Zoop. He's evolving. He now has buttons to do that. Bebop Arson. Got Arson going up here. So, here's the disclaimer for you all. Here's the disclaimer. I know, I'm evolving. 10 out of 10. Thank you. So it's that kind of stuff for a while. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I literally take a tutorial. I was like, oh, well, that's not so hard. I could do that. And now I can make other things too. So I will continue to evolve. I will continue to evolve this channel. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome on in. This is the build 41 icons and such. But we're doing build 42. Build 42, what I've noticed, because I cannot play build 42, so that's your first disclaimer. If you're like, hey, what does he know about it? He hasn't played it. Well, I love research. I think it's the one thing that I actually did get out of college, is that I actually know how to research stuff. And I will say, I researched hard for this. And it kind of is hard because there's a lack of information on the internet currently on build 42. All the research. I did all the research. I'm lagging out a little bit, but don't worry about that. My computer's like, I could do this. I'm gonna run this marathon. The reason why I say that is because, like, if you look at the wiki, which typically game wikis are pretty good and everything, it's out of date right now. Oh, okay. Well, I'll look up on YouTube. Look up other people's, like, their reactions to like certain things. Like if you like right now, unless it's changed in the last 48 hours, if you go out and you like check out, let me do like a build 42. Product Zomboid build 42 positive and negative traits tier list. There's like 2, and I'm like, okay. And some of them are not exactly the most full. There's one that did it really well. I should probably link that gentleman. I will say that he probably has been playing this game a lot longer than I have. However, I do have certain things I agree with him on. There's certain things I do not. And that's okay, because I'm going to give you this other part of the disclaimer. You are, first off, fully allowed to disagree with me on this tier list. But I do have my reasonings. And I will show you them. I will also explain my reasonings as I go too. So at the very least, you'll say, okay, I see how you got there, whether I agree with you or not, Barry. That's a whole other thing. You got this, computer. We believe in you. We believe that you can handle this. Legit, you normally can handle this kind of stuff, no problem, but there's literally 4 ads going on with this website. It's this website here that you see right over here. This is tiermaker.com, and there's like 4 ads. Like currently, I got another Subaru ad, I got a Pizza Hut ad, I got a Mitsubishi ad, and a Target ad. And they keep switching like every 30 seconds, so I'm like, yeah, no wonder the computer's not so happy. I'll trust you since I didn't research or play the game. I mean, fair enough, right? The man, he must be knowing certain things. I will say, we have the positive traits and we have the negative traits. So each one of those, I have a rubric. Remember rubrics? Do you remember that crap from like elementary school and stuff? They're like, here, you got to look at the rubric and stuff. I got the rubric here. So like for positive traits, for example, there's 2 points per item. There's 5 categories. So like, value versus points. So the value you get versus the points you have to spend or you gain. So that's like for a positive trait. So like, hey, I have to spend 2 points. Is that 2 points worth it? Yes. Okay, well, that's 1 point of it. Well, what about, would everyone say that that's a 2 point? Or it's like, no. There's a lot of people who are split on that. Okay, well, they don't get 1 point of those 2. Stuff like that. I did some research. There's numbers behind this. Math. I know how we all love math. Oh god, I hate those. Yeah, but they like you knew damn well what it was. You just whether we liked them or not. And I was also fell into that too. Nah, Rubik still haunt me. I mean, yeah, it's true, but it makes sense. At the end of the day, we can like look at it and say that makes sense. How did Barry get to that? This is how. But again, you're totally allowed to say, nah, out of breath is crap, and I agree with you. Or you might say, Brave is absolute crap. And I'd say, well, I don't think it's crap, but it's not high end, for example. But yeah, let's see. I failed my college math class, so ew. Yeah, no, but don't worry. But here's the thing. Don't worry about it. Berrymore is going to do all the math for you. Now, so there you go. All the math is on me. I do like statistics, not when I get graded, but I love statistics. So there seems here that they kind of have certain things that are already kind of set here. Like these are like the positive and negative traits. Let me see, like that kind of stuff. Starts off with a lot of negative, and then it moves on to positive. That's fine. Yeah, thank you. I can handle it. Frick, those ads. They really are like making the model not happy. They're not happy about this. Oh well. So if I get jittery, just be like, oh, okay. It's the fact that he literally has 4 ads going on right now on this website. So that's like right there. That was a bit of jittery right there. Just kind of ignore it. I'm working the best I can with this the technology I got going for me. Data is fun, yeah. I'll be with you. Okay. Here you go. So then let's start off with the negative traits, since that seems what they want us to do. With that said, there are I think 2 or 3 traits that are not here because again, it's based off of the old stuff. So I'll just kind of let you know, hey, I'd put this over here. Though there is one trait that unless someone comes in and says, yo, Barry, I got the information for you. There was one trait that I was unable to find any sizable data for, and that's wilderness knowledge. That is now a positive trait that is worth, a negative 8. It'll cost you 8 talent points, or 8, I'm going to call them talent points or trait points, or whatever you want to call them. It's 8 points. You have to go backwards 8 points in order to get this. Seems like it's a pretty hefty thing, so I'm not sure exactly what it looks like, but from what I'm understanding, it looks like it's a lot of help with things that would help you survive in a primitive run. So if you're going to try to survive in nature, or you're going to try pseudo in nature or something, it'd be really helpful. It's a lot of points. I think from what I saw, it was there's different traits or something, but it probably work out to 2 points per trait of additional trait plus what they can give you. Again, there's not enough sizable data for me to actually say, hey, I can put wilderness knowledge on B tier or C tier or where it would go. It's a pretty hefty trait though, so we'll see if we get any knowledge about this. Wow, the lag is just absolutely crap. Well, that would explain. Literally 4 just changed. Okay. Anyways, let's start with the negatives. Let's see if this first off. It says agoraphobic, which it seems like they changed it around. It used to be called fear. It's now called fear of the outdoors, rather than fear of being indoors or something like claustrophobic and stuff, which is over here too. It's now fear of outdoors, fear of indoors. Just letting you know, they've changed that. So let me look at that on my list because they kind of swapped them around a little bit too. Or I guess maybe I should just kind of look at my list and go from there. I'll go with my list rather than just going from, yeah. So first thing on the list, because we're going in number order. So first one on the list is the high thirst trait. High thirst. So for those who don't know, it requires that you need to have more water. And it definitely is a trait to be talked about because it got nerfed. So right off the bat, it costs you 1 point, or it gives you 1 point. It used to give you 4 points. This is a item that I used to take all the time. Every single time I would 100% take high thirst because it's essentially a free 4 points. It's easy. Easy. Just have some extra water bottles on you. Easy. Plus water doesn't really go bad from the pipe, so it's not hard to really do. So those 4 points were nice. Now you have this little negative trait and it only gives you 1. So it's still pretty much free. It's not a hard thing to mitigate. So I'm going to stick this sucker with 8 points and 8 of 10. So if you look at that, that puts it towards the bottom of B tier. So I guess maybe a kind of a nice thing to tell you what exactly I'm looking at when I'm talking about negative points. Negative points, again, it's kind of like the positive points. If you have the negative versus a point. So is that negative point or negative trait worth the points that you get out of it? So Is the extra high thirst worth that extra 1 point? I mean, if it had more points, that'd be nicer, but yeah, it's not hard to deal with. Going off that, can you get rid of that? The answer is no, you can't really. So it loses a point off of that, but also, is it a bad thing? No. So it gains a point off that. It gets one of the two. Easy to mitigate. Very easy to mitigate. You just bring extra water. It's not hard. That lag, though. Full effect is crippling. No, it is not crippling in the slightest. Other things are crippling. So it gets the points on there. And my final judgment is, yeah, it's a super easy. It's still very much one that you should take. It's easy. It's easy 4 points. Or easy 1 point, really, to get. So it goes into B tier. It's a solid choice. I dare say, for me, I'd still take it every time. It's not a hard thing to mitigate. I'd happily take more of it. But that is the first one on the list. Got that one done. Next one, Sunday Driver, which is a very controversial trait, actually. For those who play Sporadic Zomboid, this is actually one that people like are on the fence about. Where's Sunday Driver? Let me find it, though. Sunday Driver. I stuck it into D tier, and here's the difference: is I actually love this trait. I looked at it objectively. Even though I love it, it is a D trait tier. What do you get? Well, you get 1 point, like high thirst. What does it do, though? You permanently cannot go fast driving. You are capped out, I believe it's like at 40 miles per hour. Which to me is actually a buff, because I do not trust myself in Project Zomboid to not crash and then die sequentially from that. So I get an extra point for doing this, and it keeps me safe, really. So, hey, Pesky, how you doing? Welcome on in. You came in on a very interesting Project Zomboid. It's different from what I normally do. I'm doing a tier list. Here it is. And this website is very laggy, so sorry if it's like, wow, he's really lagging out. It's because this site has like 4 flippin' ads. By chance, can I get rid of? Maybe. I can get rid of 1, maybe. But hey, welcome on in, Pesky. Hope you're having a good day. Let me go ahead and give a shout out real quick to Pesky. Pesky Fox. If you don't know Pesky Fox, you should go check out her streams and everything. You'll get to know her very well. Let's see. Last was playing RimWorld. Had fun watching that. And also plays other games like Resident Evil, Project Zomboid. A lot of great games. So if you're not already following Pesky, go check that link. I'm pretty sure you're going to be following very soon. But yeah, I might see you in chat too. But yeah, welcome on in, Pesky. We're doing a tier list, and we just got into Sunday Driver, which I love. I take almost every single time. It's a good trait in the fact that it gives you an extra point, and if you're like me and you will crash, then it saves you. However, there are plenty of people who hate this trait because they want to go fast, because they want to not be capped out. You can always just like not lead-foot it and be fine. But me, I'll crash. So when you look at the negative points or my rubric, it only scores 5 out of the 10 points, so that's why it goes in the D tier. However, for me, I find it's like one of those traits that if like you need 1 extra point, for me at least, I'll take it. I'll take it because, hey, I need 1 extra point to do it. Easy, I'll just take it. I'm fine with that. But other people, especially if you need to like travel, might be a pain in the butt. Even if like, you want to go a little bit faster than just like 40 miles per hour. You don't need to go speed demon, but I mean, shoot. You know what I mean? Doing well, thanks. Just woke up from a nap. Hey, right on. I'm doing pretty good. It's been a pretty solid day. We're playing around. So I mean, hey, it's pretty good. Also, of course. And also, you agree. Okay, so you're right there with me. It's solid for us when we do not want to potentially crash. But I see why people don't like it. So with that said, my love for this trait does not trump mathematics and how it scores out. So it gets the D trait. However, if you are like, hey, I need 1 more point and you don't care about that, or maybe you don't need to travel as far, take it. Go ahead, take it. It's 1 point. So that's that one. All thumbs. All thumbs. Let me get that one real quick. Where are you? This is an absolute garbage. Okay, all thumbs. Yeah, absolute garbage trait. I'm not going to lie. I looked at it. This is a 0 out of 10. It gets 0 points. It is garbage. What happens to you? What do you get? You get 2 points. Congratulations, only 2. The same equivalency if you took the High Thirst and the Sunday Driver together. That's 2 points. That's 2 points there. Or do this. I much rather take these 2. Why? Because here's what happens when you take those 2 points. You make more noise when moving, which that part doesn't anger me that much. I rather make the noise, get the zombies on me, and deal with them. We'll talk about that in a second. You have a higher chance of tripping. That alone can end your run. That alone is the difference sometimes between life and death. Right there, for 2 points. For 2 points, you're going to get that. Why would you want that? And also, here's the difference also between build 41 and build 42. Muscle strain is very unforgiving. So, hey, oh, cool, I'll go ahead and I'll just... Did I make more noise? Whatever. I'll just go ahead and take my axe and go to town. You can't. You will start straining your muscles fast. You strain your muscles faster than build 41. So not only is it a higher chance of tripping for those 2 points, but also you're going to attract the hordes that you might not actually want because you can't actually, deal with them. You might actually have to outrun them. I'm not considering myself a top-tier Zomboid player yet. I'm still learning. I like to someday be like, oh, yeah, Berrymore, he's solid. He's a really great Zomboid player. I'm not there yet. There are people I know who've been playing this game for a long time and have done combat stuff, and they're saying, yo, dude, sometimes you just got to bail. In, early game, they're like, you got to just bail, man. So, what does that tell you? It is a garbage trait. It is not worth those 2 points. I stick away from it's possibly, we'll find out at the end of this, but it is possibly the worst trait you could take. Or one of the worst. So, that's that one. That one's all thumbs. Clumsy. Okay. So it scores better than all thumbs. But not much. At 1 out of 10. Exactly. Got the nods on that. All thumbs down. All thumbs are down. Nope. Thumbs down. The clumsy trait is not much better. 1 extra point. What does it do? Oh, wait, hold on a second. I said all thumbs. Oh, that's... Wow, okay. I read them wrong. So, the all thumbs clumsy. Wait, no, I got it right. These strings are tripping me up. Hold up a second. Rewind that. Reverse. They're both shit, so don't worry. Can I get rid of this lag here? Don't worry, they're both crap. So they're both there, but okay, let me make this clear. Clumsy is the, yeah, I know, right? Scuff. Yeah, you had this here. I need to cross them. That way I know I'm seeing what I'm reading. There you go, that would be better. A little bit of scuff, but don't worry. The clumsy is what I just told you. The tripping and also the noise. That's clumsy. It gets 1. What could be worse? What was the thing that I was trying to say all thumbs was? Or the clumsy? The all thumbs here. This one. That is transfer speed goes down. You cannot craft while walking. I know, I'm sorry. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. And also, it's okay, Barry. It's okay. Just chill out. The transfer, you cannot transfer as fast. This is all thumbs. This is the one that was I just bagged on. Clumsy is what I just told you about. Clumsy is the one that it's you can't, you could make more noise and you'll also potentially trip. That's clumsy. So a 1 out of 10. All thumbs, to be fair and to be accurate, all thumbs is that the transfer speed goes down. You cannot craft while walking. You have to stand still in order to craft. Your rope climbing speed goes down. Your tripping goes up. So it just had the exact same thing as clumsy with that, by the way. Your weapon shouldering is also going down. All for 2 points. Again, you get just about the same amount, but it's even worse. It seems like it's this, but worse. It's so much worse. There's nothing good about that. There's nothing that's really mitigatable. Because it's one of those things that no matter what, you will never outlive or outrun this. You will always have slower transfer speed. You will always have to stand still when crafting. You will always have a slower rope climbing speed. You will always have that chance of tripping that is greater than if you didn't have this. You can't get rid of that. And then your weapon shouldering speed will always be slower. These are things that you will never get rid of. Oh, well, I trained up. I did lots of exercise. Doesn't matter. You will never lose that. Never. There are other negative traits that you can literally if you get to a healthy weight, then you get rid of that negative trait. Congratulations. It becomes quote-unquote free, but not quite. But there's things you could do. Yeah. I feel like some reason I would only either these as a monstrous run or something like that. Exactly. That's the only thing is you're like, hey, I want the absolute worst case scenario. I want the worst dud of a character. I don't know what like the devs really thought with these. Honestly, like they could make this worth, like all thumbs, they could make that worth plus 10 points. And I don't think it'd be worth it. You wouldn't live long enough for it to make a difference. But it's only worth 2. It's only worth 2 points. It's not worth it. So, yes, that right there was all thumbs. Clumsy was the fact that, the noise goes up, your your noise is up, and the chance of tripping. So, yeah, it's not worth it. Neither of those are worth it. Please, dear God, do not go with either. They're not worth. And I don't think that's really one that a lot of people are like, no, that's totally great. My machoism run is totally viable. Yeah, sure. Next one is high metabolism or fast metabolism, which I believe is replacing underweight. So I'm going to just use the underweight's icon for that. It's now fast metabolism. And now is it highly? Let me check that real quick. Yeah, they have like overweight or out of shape. Yeah, it's the shape ones, they got changed. Like overweight and underweight, all that stuff got changed up. So I'm going to use the underweight in order to signify that it is now fast metabolism. Again, this is why it's difficult to do the research on this right now, because a lot of things are not up to date anymore online. So, fast metabolism. I threw this sucker in the C tier at 6 out of 10 points. What does it do? Well, you have a faster weight loss, which doesn't seem too bad, and you also start at a lower weight speed. So it essentially seems like like underweight was. How it's pretty much like you started underweight, and but now you have the propensity to basically you start losing weight faster. You have a faster metabolism. How punishing that is kind of still to be determined. But for the most part, it comes down to the fact of can you outrun your food supply, and that should still be fairly easy to do. It's not crazy. It's not, again, this is not like A tier, B tier when it comes to the points via the rubric, but you can mitigate it. You can mitigate it by basically strategizing like how your food intake is, whether you're doing a lot of husbandry, animal husbandry, farming, whether you got a stockpile of cookies from the gas stations, whether you got canned goods, all that different stuff. It lands in C tier. Not something that it used to be, by the way, for me at least, this was like A tier. At Build 42 was easy. You start up a little bit underweight. Eat some food. Congratulations. You've mitigated all the problems. And this is only worth 2 points, by the way. This is only worth 2 points. It used to be worth, I believe, 8 or 6. 6 points, maybe. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe 4. But it was worth a lot more, too. Now it's no longer the case. Again, for its points, it's worth that. It's one that I can kind of see you could flex into, especially if the high metabolism, the actual rate of that hunger, is not too crazy. If it's punishing as heck, then this could potentially be worse. But right now, I see it as a C tier item. So there you go. Nearsighted. Whew. This one got hit. This one got hit hard. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I'm putting it up here. It is in D tier at actually I'm gonna put it below the Sunday Driver because it's a 5 out of 10 also. But this used to be considered free points. It used to be worth 4 points. It's down now to only 2 points. And again, if you start off the game with glasses, it's mitigated immediately. And that's still the case. However, they didn't just nerf the amount of points you get for it. Your vision distance is lowered. And when you do not have glasses, if you get tripped or your glasses fall off or something, my God, is it blurry. It is nauseating how blurry it is. Yeah, it's changed up a lot. Like, it's changed up so much. It used to be free points. Every character I made had nearsighted. And you just put glasses on, you're okay. But it used to be like, oh, okay, well, they got knocked off. But you can still very much see. It wasn't really that bad. Now it is blurry. It's almost like, depending on, like I'm not too bad. But, like, there's other people who, like, told me, it's like, dude, I feel sick. It's like, it's bad. So it's hard. You'll be stumbling around like Velma. And shit, I can't see without my glasses. Not only that, the slower vision or fade. So, like, how things come in and out of vision. Exactly. I mean, hey, I can't see without them. It's me. Hey, it's me. Well, good thing we're not in the zombie apocalypse for that. But they encapsulated that. It's blurry. It is bad. Not only that, but here's the real kicker of it all. For only 2 points, on top of all that I just mentioned, your weapon sight effectiveness is lowered. So if you're not going for guns, which typically most people want to eventually get to, not everyone, but a lot of people do, congratulations, always less. Your effectiveness with guns is always less. Now, that's in how they phrased it. If it's like, hey, well, it mitigates with glasses, that effect goes away with glasses, okay, well, that's not so bad. But if it's just, that I see here just written as that. It didn't specify if you put glasses on, if you're more effective. So if that's the case, it may not be as bad. Still bad. Still not as good. Still not free points, I'll tell you that. But yeah, if that is the case and it doesn't matter, then you automatically are at a disadvantage if you want to eventually get into guns. So, because guns got a revamp. There's no longer like, hey, I shoot in this general direction and they're all lit up green. Now it's, hey, there's a reticle and you actually have to aim your sight. So at as you aim, if you're whiffing it off into no man's land, it doesn't matter. You're gonna miss. Thank you for that hydrate, by the way. Yeah, I'm talking a bit, huh? I'm a yapper as it is. Thank you for that. But yeah, it is if you ask me, it's a 5 points from what my rubric is saying. It's gotta stay hydrated. Gotta keep hydrated. Oop, it didn't like that. I gotta remember that. I can't do any of that. Gotta remember all that. Okay. I can't use any of my my things right now because we're moving. Gotta keep hydrated. I'm moving on. Yeah, it's if you do not care about guns, it could be okay. But again, all these things come into factor, and especially like, I just don't need to. I'll just make sure I don't have my glasses knocked off. We all say the same thing. I'll just make sure that doesn't happen. It's always the case until it happens. So it's gnarly. It's a thing. So, and that could be like you trying to hurdle a fence and then you fall. Congratulations, your glasses are off. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can get your glasses knocked off. So it's no longer free. That's what I'm saying, is that if you look at it and say, those 2 points and everything, totally still worth it. Cool, go right ahead. But it's no longer a just shoe in like, nearsighted? Of course you hit that one. It's free 4 points because it's only 2 points now and you got all those negatives. I lost my glasses, so I could definitely wouldn't survive. They are trying to encapsulate like, if you're nearsighted, if you got like, you need glasses to see. I think they actually hit the head on the nail on the head with that one. So, hey, nearsighted. D tier now, at least on my list. High D, it's on the higher D tier because it's the 5, but yeah. Low metabolism. So, same deal as the fast metabolism. I do believe it's worth a little bit more. It is a 6. I'm going to go ahead and use the overweight one. Not the heavily overweight, but just overweight. Slightly more. Actually, I think I put them both at 6. They're both at 6. Food's not hard to really deal with. Again, it's just whether you eat more or whether you eat more healthy stuff. Especially if you go into like farming or animal husbandry, you can kind of keep it there. But for the same reasons you would expect with the fast metabolism, you have the low metabolism. So with the low metabolism, you have a chance or a higher rate of gaining weight. And you start at a higher rate or weight at the beginning. Eat less or eat more of the positive foods, things like like vegetables and stuff like that, you'll lose the weight. It's just right now a question mark with both of these, really. With both of these right here, it comes down to how fast are those rates. Do you really lose a lot of weight fast with this? Do you really gain a lot of weight with this? It all kind of comes down to that. But it's definitely in C tier as well. Nervous, which I believe is now replacing cowardly. So we had here this cowardly trait. So Here's the thing. It's going at the top of F trait, but there are, let me go and move you around. There, F. Cowardly, remember, it's now nervousness. What does it do? It increases your panic rate. And I don't believe you can get rid of that. If you can get rid of it, maybe it goes up. It can go up, but from what I'm reading here, it doesn't really seem like it goes away. There are niche bills where this actually could come in handy, actually. If you're if you go for Adrenaline Junkie, which I believe is a positive trait. Yeah, right over here, Adrenaline Junkie. Being nervous increases your movement speed. So, I mean, hey, but there's a perplexity. I don't know if you can ever get rid of this. Or like, hey, you, because you've killed so many zombies, you're now desensitized, so therefore you get rid of Cowardly. I don't know if that's the case. There's no information on there. But unless you're going with Adrenaline Junkie, congratulations. You get to be freaked out all the time. Just in general. You come across zombie hordes, which they're out there. God, you're going to be wet noodle the entire time. It's not worth it. And what do you get for it? What is like, hey, yeah, I get to be nervous. What do you get? 2 points. You're not selling me on 2 points to perpetually be freaked out. Now, is there a way to mitigate it? My God, these ads are just killing my computer right now. Is there a way to mitigate this nervousness? Yeah. Yeah, it's called beta blockers. You gotta have to have a stockpile of them. But it's not worth it. For 2 points, being perpetually dependent upon beta blockers, not worth. Totally not worth. But other people, this is where we get to say, this is my tier list, and I say it's not worth. You, as a person, might say, hey, 2 points, that's easy. Maybe I want to go with Adrenaline Junkie too. If you're going Adrenaline Junkie, then this totally could be worth it. Hey, you get 2+ extra points, and when you're freaked out, you move fast. Cool. When I don't want to be freaked out and move fast, then I take beta blockers. Totally worth it. I want to take this. A tier. Go ahead. Go ahead. But if you're just playing a standard run, if you're not taking Adrenaline Junkie, this is totally not worth. So, yeah, nervousness. Slow reader. Slow reader. As someone who is a slow reader, and you guys probably could tell, it's middle ground. It's definitely middle ground. It depends really heavily upon, let me see, where is that? Slow readers would also have a trouble actually finding the slow reader trait here. Thanks again. Slow reader. I have it here at a 5. I'm going to put it above the glasses, above the nearsighted, but also, or short-sighted, but I'm not going to put it below, so I'm going to not put it above center driver. Is it free points? It's 2 points total. So if you take this, you get 2 points. What does that mean, though? You are perpetually a slow reader. What does that mean? Well, if you're in a single-player mode, well, you can mitigate that. I mean, you could technically do ×3 speed and just read it fast. You just, you simulate. You go through your day faster, basically. So you can mitigate it. If that's the case, it actually is probably closer to a B tier. A lot of things can actually be mitigated by that. But if you're in multiplayer, this is where it definitely shows it's a D tier for sure. If you're in multiplayer, I've gone with slow reader. Bim Scutney, my main character on the Emmyville server, is a slow reader. And I'll tell you this, no matter what, when eventually Bim dies and I have to do a character creation, I am staying the hell away from that trait. Because in multiplayer, you can't skip time. You can't. So, hey, that legitimately, I think I've done it once where I've gone away. I put him to, it's 1 hour days. If a course of a day takes 1 hour IRL time. I think I've done it where I've read a book and it took 20 minutes IRL to read that book. That is so much of a pain. So if you don't care about reading or you're on a single player, this could be C or B tier. And maybe it's worth it to you because it's only 2 points too. It's not like you're getting a whole bunch of points for that permanent trait that you can never get rid of. You can't practice reading and all of a sudden now you're a faster reader. You're perpetually slow. If you're a multiplayer, this is 100% D or even worse trait, so don't take it. It's not worth. Smoker. Oh, the king has fallen. Not hard, but it is definitely not where it used to be. It is on the high end of C tier. Why? Again, it's 7 out of 10 points. You may disagree with me on this, and you can totally You can totally disagree. I will respect it if you're like, I disagree. Rest in peace. Exactly. Got to rest in peace. It was 100% 10 out of 10, free points. Nothing wrong with this thing. In fact, it's like, yeah, smoke is healthy for you. Go ahead. Stress relief, and also you get rid of that. It was super easy to mitigate, all different reasons, but here's the thing. It used to be worth 4 points. It's now only worth 2. Well, Barry, I mean, okay, fine. I lose out on 2 points. That's not so bad. True. But you can no longer take the athletic positive perk if you go with Smoker. That becomes ineligible for your character creation. Can you technically get fitness over time, like you work out and stuff, and become a 10 out of 10 on fitness? 100%. Unless they've capped it. If they've capped it out, then this is even worse because they capped it. But so long as we're factoring the fact that you can work out and get 10 out of 10 on fitness, okay, you can technically get it. You could do it in-game. Have you ever leveled fitness from like 8 to 9, let alone 9 to 10? It is horrible. It is horrible. I played with Bim Scutney on the Emmyville server. It's been months now. He's been, I think, at level 8 or 9. Whenever I started him off, I think he was at 9 out of 10. He's still 9 out of 10. It's been months. That character's been alive forever. And it has taken him forever to get there. So yeah, you can mitigate it. Not easy. Not even remotely easy. So, is it trash tier? Has it fallen off where it's still not free points? That's kind of subjective to you. Again, if you don't really need to get that 10 out of 10 fitness, well, then that's okay. Well, then actually, that's okay then. Well, I mean, shoot, go for it. It's still 2 points towards you, and you just got to smoke some cigarettes. But if you're like, no, the fitness is important. Running around and being able to run and gun fast, or whatever the case is, or more fitness that comes with you, is important. Plus, again, there's certain positive traits that the athletic trait gets that I don't think fit gets. Fit is its lower cousin of like athletic, so it's a give up. It used to be free. It used to be Smoker was just like, yeah, there's no downsides really. Really, there's none. You gotta go smoke something. That's it. That's the downside. Now there's downsides, so it's not free anymore. I think the devs definitely looked at all the quote unquote free points and said, how do we make them not? Except one, which we will get to. One I don't understand. I'm baffled by. But yeah, that was Smoker. Slow healer. Slow healer. Let's go ahead and put this right where it needs to go. It's in B tier. Why? Because it lowers your rate of recovery or your infections. Or, sorry, yeah, any type of, not infections, illnesses. So like if you get sick or that kind of stuff. Well, again, you get for that one, what is it? It is 3 points. A little bit more, a little bit extra. Really, truly, your infections, or was it your illnesses or your injuries? If it's a crippling injury, it's, oh, well, hey, you go from 2 weeks of recovery time to like 1 week, that which would be pretty crazy. That'd be like a 50% decrease. I'm not sure it's even that. I don't think the math even checks out on that, by the way. Good luck. Still. You're still that. You're still there. Or whether you probably get more positive things to help you out than this. But for extra 3 points, it's solid. I'm looking at it like, it's the negative points are worth it. Again, can you get rid of it? No, but is it bad? A lot of people argue that it's kind of an all or nothing game. So there's a lot of people like where, oh, well, I mean, you're perpetually always going to be, if you get injured, then it's going to take the full amount of time or even longer. Don't get injured. It's kind of that. I know it's one of those situations where it's like, hey, we don't say we'll do that until we're in that situation. But truly, it's kind of an all or nothing kind of game. So if you're going to get injured, usually you're going to get injured bad or die outright. So, oh no. You got a little scrape. Well, I mean, shoot. Lucky in that case, I guess, depending. But yeah, it's worth the 3 extra points, at least in my eyes. It's an 8 out of 10. So slow healer, we're gonna speed that up a little bit. By the way, Crabman come with that hydrate. So whether you guys got some tea, coffee, water, gotta keep hydrated. I'm not the only one who needs to keep hydrated, but we all do it together. So cheers, everyone. Okay. Weak stomach. Are you guys ready for some actual like S tier, or not S? I'm going with A. I've got rid of S. Everyone does S. S is a thing, but like I'm going with like traditional grading system. Nice. Got some, what? You got something to drink? Nice. Good to hear that. Little water right now. There you go. Just get a little bit of water. A little water. Got some water. Everyone's drinking. Right on. Weak stomach, though. You guys want some free points? If you guys want some free points, is that one right there? Prone to illness. No, that's not the one. I'm looking. There it is. Weak stomach. That's an A tier. Let's see. Only drink left is water. No more smoothie. Oh, no more berry smoothie? Okay, that's good. Water's good. That's what I'm having. That's what I'm having. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with that. But for 4 points, your food, was it weak stomach? Foodborne illnesses are at a greater chance if you eat rotten food. Don't eat rotten food. That's it. If the food goes bad, get rid of it. Or alternatively, if you have a 10 out of 10 in your cooking, you can, for the most part, use them in cooking recipes, and then it's nullified. But so long as you do not go, look at this radish that is completely rotten, or look at this steak that is literally growing penicillin, you're okay. So long as you don't eat it, that's 4 free points. But Barry, I want to eat the rotten food. I'm sorry, Pesky. Here's the thing. I have survived eating rotten food on accident. And I had weak stomach. For the most part, if you sit down, eat lots of food, basically start eating good food after you get that, like, hey, I feel a little queasy, sit down, eat lots of good food, you can outlast it. I don't know if I got lucky, I probably did, but I've actually survived having weak stomach and ate rotten food. Because I was on the multi-server, was an Emiville multiplayer server, and I went offline, then I came back. I didn't realize that time still goes, so therefore the food got rotten, and I ate it. Luckily, John and Emmy were both there and kind of walked me through, like, what you got to do. But yeah, it's to me at least, it's free. I didn't give it a full 10 out of 10. Technically, there's certain things that are with it that are kind of an issue. But it's kind of like, not everyone would take, but like it's one that everyone should. It's an easy one. It's an easy A tier one. I kind of count it as free. I take it on everyone, and I'm glad to see that it hasn't really been nerfed. So you take it. It might have been nerfed at like points. Maybe like you get more. You used to get more points for it, but still for 4 points, don't eat rotten food. Easy, unless you really want to. With that's your choice then. Hey, so weak stomach. Claustrophobic, again, so we have like claustrophobic, which is this one, or like fear of the outside is now what they call it. Or sorry, fear of inside. So there you go, that's what it's changed up to. I'm not sure why they changed that, but for the most part, it's a 7. It's a 7 out of 10. Because it can be mitigated. If they changed it up where now it's something that regardless you will never become desensitized to, then maybe it's a 6 or a 5. But for the most part, you can kind of mitigate it over time, and it's just kind of, you have to just decide where you live, really. If you're claustrophobic, don't go to a small house. Go to a bigger house, or live in the fire department with a bigger room where you're okay. But then again, it's also now says in fear of inside. So you can also kind of do some cheeky stuff where you go outside, then you immediately run back inside, go to your bed and fall asleep. That's the biggest thing you're going to have to be worried about. It's like falling asleep, because if you're too nervous, you won't fall asleep. But there's ways around it. There's ways around it. It's not crippling as a negative trait, and you get 4 points. That's nice, especially considering the fact that a lot of the negative points got nerfed. So it's harder to get those points than it used to be. So it's a 7. It's a C tier. It's not like, oh my god, yeah, 100% take it. I mean, I probably won't take it still. But for those who are like, no, I can deal with that. That's not hard. I'll deal with that trait. Then go for it, dude. It's a C tier. Fear of outside now. Let me go and do this. Basically the exact same thing. It's the same deal. I feel like it's a little bit worse, so I'm going to put it down below claustrophobic, because a lot of the things we do is outside, so you're going to be perpetually freaked out. I do believe like beta blockers will help with these too. So, or if not, maybe like if it's stressed, then it's maybe smoke. If you're freaked out, then maybe it's beta blockers. Again, same kind of deal. Once you go inside, you can fall asleep. You just don't want to be outside. Or when you're gonna go fight people, or zombies, go fight them indoors. I guess if you want to be outside, but I don't like that either. I like having like space to run, but that's me. But yeah, same deal kind of as with claustrophobic, or quote unquote fear of outside, fear of inside. They're both in the C tier. not high, not something I'm going to really like run to. But if it's something that you're like, yeah, I can deal with that, I'm okay with that, go for it. Hard of hearing. Okay. This one also got a little hit. It was already kind of a bad trait as it was. It only got a little bit worse, I believe. Let's see. Where is hard of hearing? Can I hear? Not deaf. Not there. Hold on a second. Hard of hearing. There it is. I can't see. I remember slow reader. I have slow reader, so I have it here as a high in F trait. It's like 3 points. It's 3 points out of 10. You gain an additional 4 points. Well, hey, 4 points. Well, what do you give up? Well, your perspective, or like what you see, your radius is decreased. It's the things that will get you bit in your ass that will kill you. Because even if you can shrug it off, which sometimes you can't, but even if you shrug it off, a bite is essentially as good as death. So lowering that chance is not good. On top of that, your hearing radius goes down. So in Product Zomboid, you kind of have two real, true ways of knowing when you're in danger. Your visual and your auditory. This one's it's not deaf. Don't get me wrong. It's not deaf. However, you're lowering one of those. So you're not going to hear them coming until they're closer to you, versus if you just left it alone. So 4 points, is it really worth that? If that's worth it to you still, then go for it. But it's never been a one that most tier lists will say, like, yeah, it's a C or a B tier. It's not that good. And you're only making it harder on yourself. You're doing something that will never go away. This is never something that you can get rid of. You will always have hard hearing. You can't, like, get first aids. I mean, if you can have hearing aids, maybe. You could say the kind of the same deal that we have with, like, with nearsighted, move up into D tier or something like that, but with, your auditory. But you don't. You perpetually will always have a difficulty hearing things coming at you. And even if, like, they're not, sometimes they don't make as much noise. Sometimes they just don't make as much noise. So all of a sudden, right behind you, without warning, they're on you. They're like right on you, and then they bite you. And then you're screwed. Game over for your character. Because it'll take like 2 or 3 days for infection to set in, but you'll eventually die. Getting a zombie bite in vanilla is 100% you're going to die. Scratches and scrapes or lesions, all that stuff, there's a percent chance you get infection, but it's never 100%. Bite is 100%. And if something's going to come up behind you and you're just going to lower your chances of seeing them come up behind you or in front of you, it's not worth it. At least not in my eyes. I rely a lot more on my auditory, which can be really screwy when you have a bunch of other things like radios and stuff making noise. But I digress. So it's F tier for me. It's not worth it. Let me actually do a quick check in chat. See, exclamation point, next ad. We got our next ad coming on up in about 8 minutes. So about 8 minutes, we'll go ahead and we'll take a quick break. We'll refill our waters. We'll resume this. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Hard of hearing, not good. Higher hunger. Whereas high thirst is a B tier, high hunger, I believe, if I can find it. If I can find you, there it is A tier. Why do I say that? Water's pretty easy to get, so why is it higher than that? Well, food, for the most part, is also pretty easy to get. Early game, it's easy to find, especially unless you're doing things to purposefully lower your food abundancy. It's not hard to find. I mean, shoot, I've been going around just looting with Herschel Rousseau in my lab, which we're going to be getting into eventually today. I've just been looting up all of Rosewood, and once that's done, I'm going to go over to Muldra. But even then, if you decide to stay around, grow a farm. Start farming, start gardening. Oh, there's now animal husbandry? Now you can get meats and stuff like that, or eggs. Easy. It's not hard to mitigate. And unlike high thirst, which gives you only 1 point for that, hunger will give you 4 points. 4 points is a solid amount. You can strategize around both hunger and water. 4 extra points is solid. So that's why it goes into A tier. So, prone to illness. Prone to illness. So basically, let me go ahead and find it. Prone to illness. Prone to illness is, it's right up in about the same thing here. High thirst. I'm gonna put it down here. It's still 8, but this one here. This one, I have it at 8 out of 10 points. Reason why is that it just increases your chances of, getting ill. You know, like for the most part, like if you go outside and you're out in the cold, you're more likely to get sick. Or if you have heat stroke or something, you're more likely to get sick. First off, outdoorsmen can help you with that, but also just take it easy. Like, hey, it's a cold day, come inside. It's a hot day, come inside. Make sure you have a lot of water. Don't be running too much when it's too hot. Or if, hey, you're a little cold, go and turn on the car's AC or heater. That easy. It's free points, considering the fact it also gives you an additional 4 points. Not hard. It's not a hard thing to mitigate. That's the biggest thing. Like a lot of these ones I found is that if it's hard to mitigate, okay, but like it's not hard to mitigate. This is something that you can play around. This is something that you can easily play around. So it goes into the B tier, not in the A tier, but it's definitely solid. It's a solid choice. Reluctant Fighter. Reluctant Fighter is what pacifists used to be, and I have mixed feelings. It's right now in D because it perpetually will lower your combat XP gains. Is that crippling? For some, it is. For others, it's not. For me, for example, I could actually take it. It'd be kind of pseudo free points because I only want to take axes. And if I take like Lumberjack, where I'll get Axeman or other things like that, or if I take things that will up my axe skill already naturally, yeah, I won't level them as fast as I normally would, but they kind of mitigate the negative effect that the Reluctant Fighter trait will do against axes. Now, if you want to have a broad spectrum of like, oh, I want to have guns, and I also want to be good at long blunt, and I want to also be good at this trait is horrible. This trait is going to nerf all those XP gains when dealing with your weapons. So if you kind of want to specifically go after one item, one weapon type, not that bad. It's better than D tier, actually. But for the vast majority of people who are like, hey, I have a bunch of... Right now I have long blunts. Okay, cool. Oh, but then I can also switch it off and I'll go to like short blunts or short blades or whatever. This thing makes it hard for you to level those up. And a lot of your combat is tied to your weapon's efficiency. Not only that, but how fast you can down them so that you're not fatiguing your muscles, which became a big pain in the butt, comes down to that too. Anything that slows that down could be really detrimental. Well, happy Christmas Eve to you too, Lux. How you doing? Welcome on in. We're playing a little Product Zomboid tier listing right now. We're about to go on to break, just letting you know. There's a little ad break that's probably coming pretty soon up, but we're just going to kind of chill here and work on our tier list. Then we're going to get into playing more with Herschel. So if you're like, where's the Zomboid action? We're going to get to that. Right now, your Zomboid action is this tier list. So hope that's good. But yeah, welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day so far. Also, there's like 1,001 ads going on, so if you ever see my model kind of get jittery or whatnot, or like freeze up, it's because there's 1,000 ads going on right now. All right, Sleepyhead. Sleepyhead. So I also put this in the D tier. If you do not mind, oh, thank you for that check-in. Let me see what you got here going. Cake check-in, is it? We're having issues with check-in. Oh, not. Oh, why is it not checking in? That's odd. Oh, shoot. Did it not grant that? I'll have to go back to the beginning of this chat and see who got first, second, third also. That's no fun. Sorry about that, everyone. If you want to, you can use that, do a check-in. But thank you so much for doing the check-in. I appreciate it. It's logging in. It's like it disconnected from my Mix It Up. No wonder. Okay. Interesting. It's just too good. The judges are like, I can't judge this perfection here. This perfection is just too good. I can't judge this. Let me look away. It's too good. Mere man should not be able to look upon this cake. Sleepyhead. Sleepyhead goes in D tier. It's only worth 5. It's worth 4 points, and I gave it a 5 out of 4, or 5 out of 10. If you do not mind your sleep schedule being kind of out of whack, then you could do more. You could say that's maybe in C tier or maybe more for 4 points. But on top of that, the darkness, the advanced darkness they've changed up with probably Zomboid and Build 42, being out at night is a little bit more scary than it used to be. You can't run, first off, into the middle of a closed off, unlit room anymore. It's black. It's black. So being out at night is a little bit harder than it used to be. So having a sleep schedule that's going to have you up at all times of the day, you might not want to. But if you're okay with that, it's 4 points. 4 points. But I'm putting it into our D tier. It's not, to my eyes, not that good of a sleeping trait. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Lux, if it's in that top amount. Judges just don't know what to say. They have no words for it except to just, Fear of blood. Fear of blood is another one of those panicky traits, which I will put slightly above here, slightly above all the claustrophobic traits. They're still, oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. I did say 5. Never mind. I put it as 5. 5 out of there. I guess you can say these are better because you can get rid of them. I'm not sure you can get rid of the fear of blood. If you can become desensitized to fear of blood, I haven't seen it in my research, but if you can, it could move up. But here's the thing about these. You can mitigate these. Don't be inside. Don't be outside. If you're going to do what a vast majority of what we do on Project Zomboid, fighting zombies, you're going to hit them with a weapon, whether it be an axe or a long blunt or a knife or something, and you're going to get blood on you. Congratulations, you're panicked. Your combat immediately goes down. You're going to have that on you all the time. You're perpetually going to be with blood on you. So you're going to constantly be freaked out. That's a problem. The only time it could be better, and the reason why it's in D and not F, if you ask me, is because, again, if you got adrenaline junkie, it's a solid way to say, hey, I'm freaked out. I'm gonna move fast now. I gotta go fast. So is it worth the 5 extra points? Well, if you're going for an adrenaline junkie build and especially if you can get it like desensitized, then yeah. But even then, if it becomes desensitized, then you don't get the adrenaline junkie's benefit. So adrenaline junkie is its own bag of fun, but just letting you guys know. But I put it as a 5 out of 10. Not super worth it. But if you are like, yeah, no, I'm going for like an adrenaline junkie build type thing and I want that fear, okay, cool. We're taking that ad break right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a quick water drink. I'll take a little water drink right here. A little drink of this. I hope this makes sense so far. I mean, there's certain traits. These are negatives. And a lot of the negatives you'll see are kind of closer to like the C or less. Other people's builds, they're like F tier and stuff. Like, these are all bad. These are all really bad. I mean, some people play Smoker a little bit more. I only have like 2 really to go off of for like build 42 traits. I'm mostly looking at like people like talking on like Reddit, or they're talking on some of like the Project Zomboids, like I think it's Indie Stone, their like website, their discussion board panel stuff. Yeah, I'm looking like that for like research. So I did my research, but like, yeah, a lot of them aren't really worth, but there's a lot, like, I kind of, as I do it, I want to give everyone their due, except for fail. Just don't, if they're in the F trait, just don't take them. But even these ones here in D, they have niche, or they're enough that like, yeah, that's bad. I might still take it. C is very, again, kind of niche, kind of like depending. These two are kind of here until we understand just how bad the metabolisms are or how good they are. I kind of am looking at these ones here, and they're kind of free to me. And this one's also free to me too. I like slow, or was it Sunday Driver, but not everyone does, so it's okay. If you don't like it, it's okay. It's not for you. I do need to probably pick it up a little bit faster than I've been going, because we are about an hour 10 minutes. Sorry, yeah, about an hour 10 minutes in, and I'm still going through the negatives. But I will get it. This is kind of part of what I wanted to do for this one. First off, I'm not sure you guys realize this, but again, there's only 2 real Project Zomboid Build 42 talent tiers that are on like YouTube. So I was kind of like, I might be incorrect in my thought process, but if I do some good editing, especially because I scuffed the hell out of Clumsy and All Thumbs, but that's kind of striking the hammer or striking the iron when while it's hot. So I'm kind of doing that too. But also I was just kind of like, it's kind of fun to have it. I kind of want to do tier lists. This is actually a pretty thick tier list, like 2 Cs, maybe 3. This is a lot of traits to go over. A lot of other ones are going to be like I'll do in the future, like my favorite vegetables for growing. Stuff like that. Especially if like I'm doing Stardew Valley and I'll do like this beforehand. It'll be like, yeah, what vegetables do I feel is very easy and people should go ahead and plant? Garden vegetables you should grow. Easiest vegetable slash herb slash whatever you want to call it. Garlic. Just a little spoiler alert. Garlic is stupid easy. Garlic, you almost have to try to kill it. Garlic, you really truly have to try to kill this thing for it to really fail, quote unquote, on you. So, yeah. Welcome back from the ad break. We're just talking about a little bit of what we got here, a little bit of recap. But, yeah, we're back on. We're going to go a little bit faster because I'm taking forever. And especially if we're going to play some Project Zomboid, I'm going to get it going. So, Short of Breath, which I believe Short of Breath, what did they have that as? I think it was asthmatic was what they called it, is what they now call, it was called. It's a 1 tier. I think it goes above all thumbs, but it's horrible. Basically, your rate of fatigue is higher, and you can't run as far, you can't run as fast. It's in a zombie apocalypse game, you need to be able to outrun them or move or all the different things. You will never get rid of that. You will always have that. And they don't even have like inhalers or something to mitigate it. Like, hey, shoot, maybe they're rare, but okay, I gotta run. I gotta get out of here. They have nothing for that. You are just screwed off the bat. So you get 5 points for that. If you can find a way where you're like, I don't need to run. I just killed them all with my gun. Okay, go for it, dude. Go for it. Are you Master Chief? Even Master Chief could run fast, and you won't be able to do that with this. Master Chief's a super soldier anyways. Unfit. Oh, wait. I think unfit, out of shape. Out of shape is what they have it called now. There's they changed up the fit versus unfit and all of that kind of stuff. They kind of changed the wording around, which kind of screwy when you're trying to find the research on it. So unfit. Again, it's 2. It gets 2 points because you can, I believe. Yeah, it's -2 fitness. Really bad. You don't want unfit. You don't want to have to raise your fitness score up. It is a pain in the ass to do that. More of a pain in the ass than the exercise that you're going to be doing. But it's worth 6 points, so that's kind of nice. Kind of. It's not worth it. Especially, you might not live long enough to see the benefit of those 6 points. So, unfit, it's F tier. It's a 2 out of 10, so it beats these, but it's still not good. Maybe cowardly. Cowardly's one thing. Yeah, I mean it's fear, but and you can kind of mitigate it by doing certain things. But yeah, and it can be also positive, like if you do adrenaline junkie. But yeah, there's no benefit to doing that. Don't take it. Disorganized. Disorganized is also a 1. It's better. It's better than this. I'd say it's better. No, I'd say that asthmatic is better. You can't run that much. This thing, in Project Zomboid, you're doing 2 things most of the time. You're either running and fighting zombies or you're doing inventory management. This lowers your capacity for inventory infinitely by a certain percentage. So if the box has 30 capacity, congratulations, it's now 25 or something else. And trust me, if you don't think that's a big deal, it is. It comes in a lot more than you think. Now, if you have a mega base where you have so many different storage containers, okay, well then that's not so bad. I mean, 6 extra points and I just have to have a whole bunch of containers? No problem. It's not like it talks about you're changing up stuff, but that goes for everything when it comes to your different storage containers or your inventory. Does it say inventory? Contains container capacity. If it means inventory too, then that is horrible. But I don't think it says that. I put it here towards the very bottom. If you have a mega base and you don't care about being organized, you have 50 different crates you can throw them into. Roll with it. It's 6 points then. That's where I got it. Literally, it's the negative worth the points. I mean, 6 points is pretty good for capacity lost. However, not everyone would agree on that, so it gets 1 out of the 2 points there. It is a 1 out of 10. It is not good. I don't go with it, but you could if you have the right scenario. Restless Sleeper. Let's see. Restless Sleeper, you go as a 6 out of 10. So I'll put you above. Not above Smoker, but above the overweights because I'm not sure yet. Basically, you sleep less and you are more restless when you sleep. So, go figure. So you're not going to sleep as long, and your sleep is not going to be as restful. So what it means is that you're going to go from like, hey, I'm going to sleep one time a day, to maybe you need to sleep several times a day. And you're going to be out, again, it's that wonky kind of like, hey, when are you going to go sleep? Yeah, it's kind of like sleepyhead, where like you have to sleep longer, but you can play around that. Okay, I got to sleep for 10 hours of sleep. So I go to bed at like 10 o'clock, so I'll wake up at 6 or something. Or, sorry, more like 8 o'clock. So you wake up at 8 o'clock or something like that. This is a lot more jostled, but maybe you could play around that, depending. You could play around that, and also, whereas this one only gave you so much points. What did it give you? The sleepyhead. I'm trying to find it. It gives you 4 points. This gives you 6. Not bad. It's extra bits. Again, you could interchange them. I think it's a 6 out of 10. You could make an argument that this might be better. It really depends. It depends on how all the sleep changing ones are based off of what kind of style of sleeping you want to go with. So if you can mitigate this by saying, hey, cool, I mean, I'm up at all kinds of times a day. Sometimes I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm up at 5. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to go cook, or I'm going to go organize my inventory. I'm going to load up for the day, or whatever the case may be, and you're going to mitigate it. Okay. 6 points. 6 points to you, sir. Or madam. 6 points. So it goes as a C tier for me. Slow learner. Once again, kinda, at least in my eyes, it lowers your learning speed with XP. So let me see. Slow learner. Where the hell is it? Slow learner. Here it is. For me, it goes again. I really hate sleep disruptions, so I'm going to put it over the restless sleeper, but it's C tier. It's 6 points towards you, but for that, you lose out on the XP gains. Hear me out. This will be always a thing. You cannot get rid of it. You will always be a slow learner. You will always not that's like you won't learn as fast as if you do something. However, there's now ways you can deal with that. Kind of like, with slow reader also is ways you can deal with that. You can do things like you learn through experience. Well, this also kind of affects your learn through experience too. But if you are not really like, I don't need to max out all my stuff, or I'm kind of going for a specific build, yeah, this works for you. It's 6 extra points. Now, if you're like, again, you want to make a jack of all trades kind of thing, well, yeah, this is kind of probably closer to the D. It's probably like these ones, slow reader, it's probably right next to slow reader. But again, if you are, hey, it's okay. I don't need to get the XP multiplier on cooking. That's fine. I'll take the extra 6 points to be able to do other things with that, and I'll just cook more. It's fine. It's easy. I'll read books. I can get the multiplier from reading books, and I'll also do this stuff. It's fine. I'm okay with this. Then, yeah, the 6 points is worth it to me. Like, to me, I do take this off and on. It is a difficult one to work around if you are trying to do a lot of different things, but if you're just trying to do one thing and do it well, I mean, again, if you're on multiplayer, you might have like different things people do. I could see why people hate this one, and it could be lower than C tier. So that's me. I say it's in C tier, but I've seen people put it in worse. Weak, which, let me see. It got weak, got unfit. It's weird. They changed up the name so much, but they did keep that one. Okay, so weak. Weak is a 2. A 2 out of 10. Here's the thing. Weak is horrible in the fact that it lowers your strength by 2. What does that mean? You perpetually, unless this doesn't seem like it's something that goes away. Maybe if you are strong, if like you get fit enough, then it like gets rid of this debuff. But your knockdown from melee is lowered. So if you're trying to knock them down so you can stomp them, that chance goes down on top of the fact that you have 2 less strength. The 2 less strength, by the way, it affects your carrying capacity. Each thing of strength increases your carrying capacity by 2. So, if you start off with 5 strength, for example, you have 10 carrying capacity. Oh, but you didn't go with a standard build. No, you went with weak. You have only 3 out of 5. Or sorry, 3 out of 10 strength. Congratulations, you have 6 carrying capacity. That is horrible. You can carry your weapon and maybe a couple other things. Maybe your gear. You're literally what you're wearing on you. The clothes on your back. Weak is horrible. I don't like it. It's not as bad as something else on this list, but it's pretty shit. So don't do it. Weak is weak. You don't want it. Here's a controversial take. You ready for this one? Illiterate. Illiterate goes to the top of D tier. Illiterate was just as good as a troll pick back in build 42 or build 41. In build 42, it's viable. Not only is it going to net you a solid 8 points. You don't have to. First off, you don't have. It's kind of simpler. You don't have to think about. Oh, I should read that book, or I need to go read my multipliers and stuff. You don't. You can't. You can't do that. You can't achieve this. You're unable to read. If you're looking for it, let me actually look at something real quick. It's kind of like I need to kind of look at it. Fast reader can't do that. Fast. What kind of find fast learner? Where are you at? Don't mind me as I'm looking ahead to see fast learner. Or quick learner, whatever it's called. Fast learner. Okay, here, check this out. You can go with this, illiterate, which means you don't have to read anymore. You learn through doing, which is another big change up with Product Zomboid. You can learn and max out certain things through doing. So before it used to be like, hey, if you're illiterate, you can never find the magazine and read the magazine that teaches you how to operate electrical. So your the generator. So if you go illiterate, you will literally get to the Stone Age because you are not able to power a generator. Now, if you get to level 3 with, I think it's electrical. I think it's electrical. It might be something else, but I think it's electrical. If you can do that through X, through like, oh, I'm going to disassemble or I'm going to do whatever, get your electrical up through doing electrical. Congratulations, level 3, you can operate a generator. You're no longer like having to worry about like this stopping you from getting a generator. So you can do that. Not only can you go with this, netting you 8 points, you can gain fast learner, which is only 6 points. You get that trait now for free, and you get an additional 2. I know, right? So there is now builds where you can take illiterate, getting that solid 8 points. I'm not gonna lie. Don't look at this and like, yeah, Barry, that's actually A tier. No, there is a specific thing you're going for. But if you're like me and you look at that and say, I could be illiterate, that's 8 points. I mean, there's ways to work around it. So they made it now versus where you had to read to do certain things in this game. Otherwise, you're screwed. To now, you can either read, you go the route of reading and learning through that, or you can go through the route of actually physically doing. I guess you kind of say if you're like a visual learner and you like to you have to go touch things. There's that kind of learner, or you can you're more of a book smart kind of. I'm gonna read this book and kind of learn how to do it. You can go both those routes now, whereas before you only had reading as an option. So illiterate again. Remember 8 points. You can get fast learner for 6. Now you got free fast learner and you get an additional 2 points to spend wherever else you want to go. So that's an option. That's an option now. For me, it's something I'd be willing to try out. But again, certain people think this is a troll pick. I mean, even the other one I checked out kind of doing my research, they're like, this is troll. This is F tier at best. It's like, don't sleep on it. It has potential. I'm not saying it's like the next tier. It's going to be the next meta. But it's got potential to do some wacky builds where you're like, oh, I went the route of just doing stuff. Oh my goodness. It got a buff. Via the fact that the game changed. With the game changing, it got a buff. There's other things that kind of changed with the game that didn't get changed at all, but like this. Thick skin. Oh, wait, sorry. Wait a second. I'm over on negative. Thin skin. We'll get to thick skin. Thick skin got I think unintentionally buffed, but it's still not good. But we'll get to that when we get to thin skin, on the other hand. Once again, comes in at a solid 3 points. I kind of put it in. Weak stomach is kind of easy. It's easy to do that one. This could happen where you get into a fight and then you kind of get injured. So I'll put weak stomach above it. Again, it's kind of an all or nothing game. So if you go in and if you're gonna get scratched, there's a higher chance you're gonna get scratched. But if you're in at a point where you might get scratched, maybe you're going to get killed, so it didn't have an effect on you anyways, or thick skin would have effect on you anyways. So go with that. But also, it is 8 points, which is a solid amount of points. And there are now ways to mitigate this even further. Yes, you are thin-skinned. However, I've seen full-blown videos of people now who can now use like crafted armor. Like you can now craft armor, like, buckets on your head or like plated metal sheeting or something for like a chest plate or something. I've seen a dude literally stand watching 2 zombies go at him for like 50. I think the video literally quoted at 55 seconds before it bit him. Literally, like, for 50 seconds, just tanking it. Not even, like, trying to mitigate or push them off. Just, like, going for a bite, and they hit the biting animation, but it didn't touch them. And that's because they had that kind of protection. So there's ways you kind of almost, through gameplay, mitigate this as well. It's not that bad. And here's the reality of it all, everyone. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Don't let them get to you. In the end of it all, don't let them get to you. It's it's one of those things. Yes, you say this until you're actually in the scenario, but really, honestly, you don't want to get into a scenario where they will bite you or get you. A bite is still a bite. Whether you have thick skin or thin skin, you're still going to die from it. It's just whether you're going to get a scratch. So, yeah. It's a solid A. It's worth the 8 points if you ask me. So, it's definitely, for me, it's free points. Going thin skin is something I go every single time, and I do not look back. So, 100%, I do that. Puny. Puny is now, let me see. I don't think, first off, lucky and unlucky are no longer a thing, I don't believe. So, yeah. Did I skip over conspicuous, by the way? We'll get to that in a second. I think I did. Where did I skip over conspicuous? Hold on, we'll get to that in a second. Puny is now weak, I believe. What is it? Weak's lower form? Or wait, no, that's the upper form. That's the feeble, I believe, was how it used to be called. Again, they changed up the thing, so I can't really remember. Feeble and puny is now what they call it. It might be worse than this, maybe. It's like interchangeable. You start off with -5 strength. Remember when I was telling you about weak being bad? You get -5 points. I think you start with 5 points. So if you start off with weak, you better have something. Otherwise, I'm not sure you can lift anything. That is horrible. Not only that, it says specifically significantly lowers knockback with weapon. So if you want any shot of taking your crowbar and you whack them over the head, hoping they'll fall down on the floor so you can stomp them. Yeah, feeble or more so puny gets pretty much nullifies that. You're not going to do that. You're not going to knock them down. And since your strength is so weak, you're probably not going to, it's going to take you a while to actually hit them and kill them. So puny is horrible. Feeble. Puny is absolutely garbage. It is definitely right up there at the very bottom. Again, you might say that this is worse. All thumbs. It might be worse, but I'm covering my mouth with my sheet here. You might say it's worse. They're equally bad. I don't see... you could make this worth 20 points. I don't know if it'd be worth still. Having -5 points in strength, can you lift a weapon? Or do you have to literally go like physical, like melee? Like your hand. Like you got to push them. Good luck, by the way, pushing them, like I just said. I don't know if you can lift a weapon if you have negative points. -5 points, that's insane. I looked at it and I double-taked like, you mean 4, right? No, it says 5. Unless that's a typo on this website. That's bad. That is so bad. Do not take it. For your own sanity, unless you're going like a machoism, like we said, run, where you're taking all these negative traits to like just for heck's sake, don't do it. Unfit. Unfit right here is the counterpart to feeble. Unfit is where you -4 fitness and your endurance is lowered, and also your regeneration of your endurance is lowered. Is it a surprise that it's also down at the very bottom? -4, what are you going to have? Like 1 fitness? You're going to like go run outside to go check the mail and you're going to be huffing and puffing. That is horrible. You do not want that. Especially fitness is hard enough as it is to get up in this game. Yes, these are both. Both of these are worth 10 points. I don't see the value. I think you'll die well before you get to actually enjoy those 10 points. So do not take them. The one everyone considers to be a complete and utter troll pick. Def. Hear me out. Hear me out. It's a little bit better than weak. Why? Why, dear God, Barry, is it better than weak? It's still F. Oh. It's still a trait you shouldn't take, okay? But this does not lower your physical ability to kill zombies. Right? It's like, listen, hold up. You can still be an effective murdering machine. You lose all of your auditory system. You cannot hear them coming. What does that do? You must rely on your visual. I actually say, and I actually learned this, I was just playing a troll run one time, and actually MayorEmi said that, she did this, and it was like a light bulb moment, like, that is smart. When you become strong enough as a player, I mean, when you just start the game, yeah, this would be a stupid struggle bus. But like when you're like, hey, I can manage, I can kind of run around and be okay. This is actually a really great training tool, going deaf. Because not only is it going to land you 12 sweet, juicy points that you can spend on a lot of really good stuff. You can do athletic or strong for free and have a remainder of 2. It lands you those. But it kind of trains you to really use your eyes. Pick up on things that the zombies are going to do. Yes, you cannot hear that alarm going off. So what do? You're just going to run bombastically into there? No. You're going to see a zombie out there. Go open up the door. And if you turn back and see that zombie running towards you, yeah, you triggered an alarm. Which, that's kind of like the mitigation of it all. But basically, it allows you to start training yourself as a player to use your eyes and not rely purely on your auditory. Now, is this one that you should take with you going long-term for a long-term character? God, no. You need getting all your information. You're cutting off half of your information. It is not a good trait. It is not a good trait. However, I want to sing its praise in the fact that it is actually a really good training trait. It makes you see patterns that the zombies will do, or how they work, or it makes you like more anxious, more nervous. So you're like, hey, I can't hear them, so I better check my back more. And now you get into the practice of checking your back a lot more so you don't get bitten from behind. Funny enough, also, by the way, the amount of, I think it's hard of hearing, the reticle circle that it loses from that is actually greater than the deaf one, because it says for, hard of hearing, lowers your perception rating. This just gets rid of your ability to hear. It does not mention your perception radius unless they've changed that, unless they've patched that up. But you actually get more seen behind you with deaf on than you will with your, hard of hearing. But yeah, personally, I take deaf on every character. I mean, personally, right? It's a fun, especially if you're doing it again. Seriously, just take all these ones here and just do a run. Like I took all the really crap runs, all the crap tier stuff, and I made a character. Let's see how long I can last. I mean, it might be actually fun to do. So it's a F tier trait. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a fun one in the fact that you're going for a troll build, and it's actually a good training. All these ones over here might not be that great for training you to do anything. This one actually gets you to use your eyes better. Check your back more. So it's got 2 out of 10, not 0 out of 10. So that's a thing to be done. Thank you also for riding that wave. Get there, Karen. Appreciate it. I somehow missed Inconspicuous. Inconspicuous. What did I have for... Conspicuous. Conspicuous... I had that. I'm not sure why I missed it, but I had it at the top here at 7 points. Here's the thing. If you're like me, you actually want to... you want them to see you. I want zombies to see me. I want every stone to be, rolled over, unturned. I want to know when I go into that area and I have cleared that area, nothing's lurking back there. They all saw me coming. I all see them coming. I'm going to take them all out. And when I'm done, I know nothing's left behind. That's how I gameplay. However, there's 2 things to be noted about that. That's something that will never go away. Even if you want to be in one of those like, hey, I'm gonna be really quiet and stealthy. Stealthy's gotten better, but there's always that chance that your conspicuous trait just screwed you. Also, with the new muscle fatigue traits that have rolled out, the nerfs to your character in that sense, you might not want to actually fight the entire horde. You probably can't fight the entire horde, so you probably don't want to get literally all of them. You want just them. You don't want them and their mom, okay? So it goes in the C trait. This used to be free points to me. This literally was like, yeah, 4 points, easy. Thank you for those free 4 points. I bring them on. Bring them on. But this is going to be, when I eventually get to play Build 42, this is going to be a very humbling experience, I imagine. And I might not go with this trade anymore because of that. Unlucky is all gone. Okay, why did was it obese? I guess, okay, so like, with this metabolism? Oh, underweight. That. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Those are the very underweight, so the obese. Okay, I got you. Where to go? There's lucky and unlucky. Those two have been removed, and then heavily overweight and underweight. I'm just putting them up there. I'm not sure. I think they got rid of it. I checked off my marks here, so they should be done with all the negative traits. I'm basically like, hey, I'm done with this. Are you doing build 42? I wish. No, my computer doesn't allow. It's it loads up build 42, but like everything's black. I can hear the auditory, the main starting screen. I can click on stuff, but it's all black. And I looked it up, and basically there's a lot of the people who are doing it too, but they're going to patch it up eventually. But something like the processor or something's not able to handle it. It's a processor, graphics card, something like that. So, but to be fair, I just recently got into Product Zomboid, so I haven't been waiting as long. So I can wait a little bit longer to when they do that, or when I eventually get another PC or I can upgrade or something. Yeah, it does stink though. Everyone's having a ball with. I'm like, I could do research. Literally, this is like me taking up time where I would have been playing Build 42. I'm like, I'll just research things, I guess. But yes, they changed it over. If that's like, metabolisms, I said what they would be. So if I'm using these ones, I think I haven't actually seen this as a part of the build, so I'm not sure this is in here anymore. But if obese and very obese or very underweight, those two over here are still in it. Again, they lower your effectiveness to do things, whether you're able to run or your fitness and all that kind of stuff. It's not good. You're not going to do well with that. So I would stick them. I'm looking at calculating them. I'm calculating it in my head really fast. There's things you could say. It's absolute bottom of the barrel D trait. But I'd say it's like, I'm looking here. It's the mathematics comes to like 4 points on each of them. But they're not. They're not good. Don't take them. They're arguably F traits. Don't take them. What they take away from you is not worth it. I mean, they're not on the level of like feeble or unfit. They're not on that level. But yeah, this is me putting them in here because I don't see notes here for it. So maybe these are actually what these are now. Maybe, but I don't see notes in here. But yeah, it's not good. I'm looking here. From what I remember, they're not good. So that is the negative traits. We move on to the positive traits. I'm going to kind of go a little bit faster again. I don't want to take too long. We got to get into Zomboid. How are we going to stream if we're not doing anything else? Okay, so Speed Demon. Let me get on that real quick. I do one with 8. I will put it. It's only 1 point. All these are 1 point. I'll take it a little bit above here. If you like running, if you like going fast, it's solid. It only costs you 1 point. Me, I never take it because, first off, I'm going to crash at going at regular speed. So why am I going to take negative traits? But if you're like, hey, I know what I'm doing, it's only 1 point. Traveling's it'll become a big thing. So hey, whatever. Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye is, without a doubt, right now, I'm putting it up there. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a solid trait. It's always been a solid trait. It only costs you 2 points. That's not much, but immediately you get better night vision. They have changed darkness in this game. It was already like you could kind of take the notice of a dark night, and you could still see things with Cat's Eye versus if you didn't. Now with the darkness, I'm not sure it'll allow it so like in your pitch black if it'll help you, but it should help quite a significant amount. There's darkness to this game now, and having Cat's Eye is solid. For 2 points, it's something you cannot gain in game. It's something you can never gain. Once you have it, it won't go away. So Cat's Eye, solid. For 2 points, heck yeah. Dexterous. Ladies and gentlemen, I will dare say this is the best trait in the game. It is a 10 out of 10, 100%. They buffed this trait. It is baffling. It was already free point. You will already say, yes, I want that. For 2 points, I already want that. I believe they changed it. It went from 4 points down to 2, I believe. I could be wrong. You could tell me if I'm wrong. But I believe it was at 4 points, and they've changed it now so it only costs you 2 points. Only 2. Take High Thirst, and take what is it? Where else was it? It was one of the other ones. And Sunday Driver. Take these 2, and congratulations, you get this one for free. Or shoot, maybe you take the Illiterate, gain the Fast Learner, and then you get also for 2 extra points, you can then grab the Dexterous. Dexterous is insane. It increases your movement, your transfer speed. It increases your rope climbing speed. It reduces your chance of falling. It increases your weapon shouldering speed for 2 points. It is 100% worth it. You cannot gain that through gameplay. Once you have it, you have it. Remember, a lot of times what we're doing in this game is transferring things from one point of our inventory to another. You are now much faster at that. The rope climbing speed, when you have it where you actually need it, that's solid. That's a good thing to have. That is a spam call. Let's see. What's it got there? The fall. Helping yourself not fall. Yeah, for 2 points, that alone is worth it. But you get all these things for a cheap 2 points. It is a 10 out of 10, top of a tier list. So I definitely say it's possibly, in my belief, this is the best trait in the game. Does it do all the things I love doing? Not necessarily, but for 2 points, it does things so well. You want this. You love this. You definitely want it. So I go with it. Fast Reader. Fast Reader is a weird middle ground where I take it here. It's a 6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10. It allows you to read faster. So on multiplayer server, this is a godsend. I mean, unless you do not want to read, if you're going that the whole illiterate route, if you're going that route, then this doesn't matter. Absolutely. If you're going illiterate, this becomes you can't do it. You can't touch it. But having, for only 2 points, you are able to read faster. That's huge. Now, if you're in single player, don't even bother. It's 2 points cost. Yeah, just go ahead and hit your times, your multiplier, your speed multiplier. Just like what you do, or it doesn't matter at all. But your reading part is when you're going to be doing something anyway. So you're just going to go do a little bit faster. Okay, whatever. But you can speed up your time in single player. In multiplayer, this is where it shines. So multiplayer, you could possibly argue for it's in B tier. In single player, it's possibly F tier. It's really situational. That's why I kind of stick it in C, because a lot of people, again, it's one of those ones where I say like, oh, it's value versus the points. Is it worth it? Yes. But will everyone say that? No. So it only gets 1 out of that category. Oh, can you get it through gameplay? No, you can't. So it gets that. So it gets 1 point. Oh, but let's see. Would you get it if you could get it through gameplay? Some people say no. So it only gets 1. Those kind of things. Any drawbacks? It gets the 2 out of that. That's how it became a 6 rather than a 5. It goes across the board pretty yes, it's great, but it's not that great. Yes, people would love this, but not everyone would want this. So that's why I put it into there. That's how it statistically gets over here. But depending on what you want. If you're in multiplayer, it's higher. If you're in single player, it's lower. Just calling a spade a spade. Gardener. A lot of these professional kind of traits are going to go in D tier purely because of their value. So I'm going to just start throwing them in there just fast. And it's the same reason for each of them. So where was it? Gardener. Which one's the gardener? Oh, it says alphabetical, so... Right, or is it amateur gardener? Oh, gardener, so down over here. Okay, it's going to go right here. I'll put them above obese and very underweight. Gardener, it just increases your agriculture by 1. If it has not changed, if it's still just as easy to do farming, quote unquote agriculture now, this is like D. This is F. This is F tier because it's so easy. For 4 points, don't bother. Go grow some cabbage. Congratulations, you've gained 1. It's that easy. Serious. It really is. But if they've changed it up, if it's different now, then it's not worth it. Then it's not worth it at all. Same goes for a lot of these ones I'll probably be getting to very shortly. I'll just kind of say it's a professional type trait. So, Light Eater, you, I put into C. I'll put you right here above these, but also not above Slow Reader. Again, the reasoning, maybe you are a positive. I will put you over here. The reason behind that is you're only getting 2 points. It's only cost you 2 points, and it's like, oh, well, for that. Okay, they didn't. I got to take that very shortly. Business call. For that 2 points it costs, what do? You don't have to eat as much. Well, that's nice. You don't have to say farming. Oh, I have to farm. I don't have to farm as much because I don't need to eat as much. Oh, I need this food. I need to loot. Well, I need to get some, but I don't need to get as much. But it actually has one of the weird scenarios where there's actually a drawback to this. There is actually a chance where this could hurt you. Not a lot. It takes some planning. But there is a chance where Light Eater will hurt you because you're like, I don't need to eat as much. And if you're not eating, say, high-density calorie foods, you actually can lose weight faster than you're gaining it. So you actually fall into that underweight, which then affects like your ability to, like, your fitness or your recovery or that your fatigue. So it's in that weird kind of middle ground, but there's positives to it, but food is so abundant, you don't really need you don't need to figure about like stockpiling it as hard, maybe, but it's so abundant, you don't need to really worry about running out. So why would you really worry about light eating? You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's C tier. Low thirst. Kind of the same thing. Low thirst goes into it goes to the 5. It is 5. I'm gonna put it towards the very bottom because again, whereas the thirst you don't have to worry about it. Okay, you get an extra point, and water's abundant. This thing cost you 2 points, and again, water is still abundant. It's still abundant. Yeah, there are certain situations where it's like, hey, you will need to, you're going to need to bring more water bottles with you. Okay, you have to bring less water bottles with you. So there's something to be said with like your carrying capacity and how much you're going to need to bring. Like over here for just safety's purposes, when I go out on far like runs and stuff, or when I'm out doing some looting, I'll take like 3 or 4 water bottles, and depending on how much is in there, it's a large encumbrance in comparison to what it should be. This, you putting 1 water bottle? Okay. So there's something to be said about it, but it's not worth it. Hey Gemini, how you doing? Welcome on in. We're doing a little bit of a tier list, a little Project Zomboid trait tier list. So welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day. If you're here and you're going to kind of like chat it up with us, chat it up. If you're kind of like, I'm going to do a lurking, then it's definitely one of those streams. But at least right now, before we get into Project Zomboid. But it's good to see you. How you been? Outdoorsman. Outdoorsman has been it's been in the game for a while. It kind of got changed. It didn't get buffed. I've heard people say like, oh, it's a brand new trait. No, it's not. It is not a brand new trait. Outdoorsman, I put it here at, I put it as a 10 out of 10. Reason why. It goes just above because this is a 10, this is a 10. Cat's Eye, maybe we'll go a little bit below Cat's Eye maybe. Just below Cat's Eye, please. Thank you. Just changing that up. Tier list streams, let's go. Heck yeah, let's go. Why do I say that? It's only 2 points. It used to be costing you 4. It used to be where like you're less affected by weather, which is great. You're gonna be outside a lot in the cold or in the hot, or rain, or snow. So it's good to have that, so you're less chance of getting a cold, which is nice. It used to also say that you would less chance of like scratches when you run up near trees and such. I believe is what it told but that's no longer, at least not in the description. If it's a hidden mechanic, well, then this is still even better. But again, it's only costing you 2 points, and now certain things you'd be worried about getting, like getting a cold. Like, hey, it's raining. Okay, I can't be standing out there in the rain. I've standed out in the rain and battled an entire mob of zombies and still been like moist or wet for after a long, long, long time. And even with that, I was like, I'm going to go inside and get dry. Easy, cool, whatever. Outdoorsman makes you do more outdoors better. So anytime you can kind of do what you're already doing better, I'd say is a solid trait. Again, lets it so that the elements don't affect you. It's something you cannot get in game. It is a 10 out of 10 trait, and it's so cheap. So why wouldn't you? Wakeful. Wakeful, again, is one of those sleeping traits. And I tend to look at sleeping traits differently. I'll put it above. I'll put it above Restless Sleeper. Because they're kind of like in that same category where you need less sleep. It's obviously better than wake or sleep less for sleeper because, you also will become more rested the more you do. But again, it's going to kind of mess up your sleeping schedule. It's one of those ones that for some people, they love it. I think I literally watched a tier list I was getting a lot of information off of. It was I think it was A or B talent for him, trait for him. Yeah, that's what he felt. And that's the difference, is that this is one of those traits that if you do not mind having bizarre sleep schedules and waking up at different times in the day, solid. Yeah, it only costs you like 2 points, and when you go to sleep, you get solid sleep. You actually are going to be like, it's going to take a while before you need to go to sleep again. So that's good. So you get to do more. So there's something to be said about this going into actually A or B trait if you're about that. But if you're like, I don't need it. I don't need to take it. It only costs 2 points. It only costs 2 points. Even me, I'm kind of like, this might be one of those ones where I'll take this in like a trial run, and then like say Build 42 comes out for me, and I can do it like 3 months later, I do another revision. I'm like, no guys, no, I was wrong. It could be one of those things. I'd say this is one of those ones that the statistics might be a little bit different depending, because not everyone wants it, but maybe everyone should want it. Being able to be outside is better. Exactly. Always a good thing. Yeah, you get fresh air. 100%. Also, I love the nods. That's one of my favorite of theirs, mops. She's got some very cute emotes. Whittler, I cannot put on this list because I do not have a thing for it. So I guess what I'll do is there literally anything here that I can use? I really can't. It's one of those ones that we don't have an icon for yet, but that's a cute one too. That's a cute one. It does +2 to your carving at a cost of 2. So it's a 1-to-1. 1 cost per 1. Could be good. Could be solid. Do I think? I don't know enough information about carving as a skill. So right now, I'm going to throw it in where it would be with the gardener. It's an extra bit, but it could be far better. Like far better. It could be like a B tier. Because carving, I'm guessing, you could tell me if I'm wrong, especially anyone who's played Build 42, but my just guess, because there's no information out there on carving for me, is that probably is more along the lines of like spears and different things that you can like make weaponry or something with, or you can use like carvings for. Whereas like maybe carpentry has now become more like building oriented. That's my guess. It's my guess. So just letting you know, this is a guess. But I'd say right now, if I had to, I'd throw it in just next to gardener. But it's a 1-to-1 trait, and it could very well be like something like, 2 carving? Hell yeah. Take that. For only 2 points, you take that. You slammed it on there. Oh, but I don't use carving. But you should. I don't know. It could be one of those. Iron Gut. It sounds so good on paper, but my God, this is a waste of your time and your talents. Don't do it. Iron Gut, let me find it. Where are you? Iron Gut. Iron Gut is a 3. I'll put it above Hard of Hearing, but it is a 3. It's totally a 3. Let's see. I think it's sort of an expansion of crafting. Oh, spears. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, like spears and such, like you said, but it's not super familiar. You're not super familiar with. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. I kind of looked at it like carving, and it's different from carpentry. I was like, okay, maybe that's what it is. Oh, thank you for that stretch, by the way, Zuckness. Thank you. And I'll take that hydration. Thank you. I'm talking. A lot of talking, not as much playing. I hope that's okay with you guys. If you're like next time, like, hey, tier lists are fun. Play Project Zomboid. It could be. But yeah, I'm going to kind of start trying to go through these a little bit faster so I can have some actual gameplay with you guys. Iron gut, less susceptible to foodborne illnesses. As long as you're not eating rotten food, this is a waste of 3 points. Just don't eat rotten food. Bam, easy, done. Keen hearing. Keen hearing is one of those traits I love to take, but not everyone does. Not everyone does. I put this as a 4. I put it as a 4. But I'm gonna put it towards like. I'll put it like here. Reason why. Keen hearing is one of those traits that mathematically, when you look at it, should be higher. But not everyone likes it. Some might say, like, well, the dude I was researching a lot off of kept calling it overkill. And that might be true. The base game's auditory, what you get out of it, is pretty solid. And, it's kind of like a lot coming out of it for that. So it gives you, wait, hold on a second. I'm like, wait a second, why do I have that there? It's not keen hearing, keen cook. I heard keen. They mixed me up with reading. I'm telling you, cook. It's same deal as the gardener. Same thing as gardener. I was gonna say, as I'm doing, it's like, I see why it would be there. Did I really go that route with it? I use it a lot more. I use it so much more, but I was like, okay, you came up for a reason. Let me kind of reason through it. Since I'm talking about keen hearing, let me go on that now. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, okay, mathematically it should be higher, but I was like, okay. I came up with this for a reason. Yeah, it's in the bottom of B tier. That makes so much more sense. I was like, what are you talking about? Figure it out. Figure out what you did, why you got to there, but keen. The word keen apparently throws me. Go figure. The man can't read. Ups your perception radius. Again, I say it's here. Other people had it down here. It's not as important. So I guess this is the flip-flop. Maybe that's where I got confusion on it too. I have it up here. Other people have had it down probably around here. I'd say it's the bottom of B tier, around 8 points. And the reason behind it is, again, for me, I like those auditory. I like it. Not everyone does. So let me play the devil's advocate that I was going with originally. Keen hearing, there's a lot of base game that you can already hear. This is making it like, there's been times where I have keen hearing on, like, say, Bim Scutney, and I hear them well into the forest. So I back away from the trees as I'm chopping down wood. I'm like, they're coming, aren't they? And then like maybe 10 or so seconds later, they walk through the trees. It's overkill. But for me, I like that overkill. And for, what is it? I think it's a little bit more costly. It costs you 6 points. That's another deterrent for some people. So I see why people do throw it down to what would be considered like D or C tier in our ranking, but for me personally, I love it. So again, it kind of flip-flops on how you play the game, but me, I like more auditory, except for when I'm kind of like, I'm trying to do some training mode. I'm going with my freaking deaf build. I'm just deaf. Vehicle knowledge, I guess is now what it's called. It used to be called amateur mechanic, I believe. Let me see. Amateur mechanic. Here it is. I'm putting it right here again, next to all the profession traits here. +1 to mechanics is nice, but for 3 points, it's kind of it's whatever. It's kind of there. It's just kind of middle of the road. Adrenaline junkie. This is one of those ones where statistically, I'm gonna put it at 6 points. This is the bottom of of C tier. Where is my adrenaline junkie? Where the hell are you? It's right here. Okay, I'm gonna put it here, the very bottom. I'm putting it at the very, very bottom for a reason. I'm not putting it like above like low thirst or that. Again, there's some gameplay to it, but this is super hyper situational. You take this if you're doing something specific. If you're trying to play around panic, you take this. If you're trying to avoid panic and trying to like deal out damage and stuff, you do not take this. This makes no sense. Basically what it does is it increases your movement speed while you are panicked. Okay, great for escape. Great for escape if you're in a sticky situation, it can help you escape. Great. You're hoping that you're not panicked. If you're in a situation where you're panicked, it's probably, and you've gotten where you need to get out of a sticky situation, did you position correctly? Maybe it's more you that is needing to be changed up a little bit. Did you position correctly? That's how I see it. I always look inwards on that. And that one is very much not so much the trait that would be beneficial. It'd be just me like being a little bit smart about my positioning. Positioning was huge in that situation. Again, it's 4 points cost. And if you are trying to avoid panic, like what I was just doing earlier with Herschel, you'll see when I get into gameplay, I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to not be panicked. So immediately I take a beta blocker and then Adrenaline Junkie goes away. So not worth. At least not to me. But if you're going for Adrenaline Junkie because you're trying to keep panic, maybe you got fear of blood, maybe you got nervousness, maybe you got claustrophobia or it's now fear of indoors or outdoors. It would be effective unless these can be mitigated over time. If you become desensitized, you eventually become non-claustrophobic. Then eventually there comes a time where Adrenaline Junkie becomes irrelevant because nothing scares you anymore. So you wouldn't get that adrenaline rush. Angler Fisher, same deal as the profession ones. They provide you a little bit, and fishing I will actually throw that into the top of all the profession ones because fishing's minigame has changed a little bit. It used to be kind of almost like AFK-y. You can't AFK anymore. So having that extra might actually be good. And maybe it deserves to be a little bit higher on this list, but it's going to go here with the rest of them. Time will tell if this needs a buffing on my list, but yeah, that's what I'm going with. Baseball player, kind of the same road. It's going to go on 5, so it goes a little bit further, the baseball player. Where are you at, baseball? He's going to go up probably... It depends. I'll put him... Sleepyhead, again, that's a kind of a gameplay. I'll put him here. Put him there. Reason why. It gives you +1 to long blunt. Hey, that's nice. For 4 points, it's extra long blunt. Actually, I don't like that even at all. I like this one. These one give you points. This one takes point, and it accelerates your long blunt. That's fine. It's extra damage. It's good. But it's not hard to do, especially if you're depending on what you're doing. If you're taking pacifist, then you don't want to take it because you might want to take it because then it gives you that extra long blunt off the bat. But it's not exactly that hard to level up. It's 4 extra point for something that can easily be attained through the gameplay. Through playing with long blunts, you can get extra levels in your long blunt. Seems like a lot. So I kind of put it there at a D tier. It's not really worth, but some people might see value in it. Brave. Brave is going to go in at the... Where am I putting you? You're going in C tier. I'm going to put you... For me, it goes in right here. The reason why, again, this gives you points, this takes points, so I was kind of like, that's where I'm saying this is kind of free, but not really. Brave is in a weird position. You're not desensitized, so you can still panic. If you're kind of like, if you're taking Brave, you're trying to probably go a little bit more attacky. You're trying to attack them. You're trying to be less stealthy. You're trying to go in for an attack. 4 points, I take it. I take it almost every time. If I have 4 points, I grab it. But it does not desensitize you, so you can still be panicked over time. I think Herschel has got Brave, but he still gets panicked. If there's too many zombies, he's still going to get panicked, so it kind of becomes nullified. But certain smaller groups might not panic you as much or as fast. So it's worth it if you're worrying about that, because panic will decrease your DPS overall. It'll basically make it so that you also, I think it's less, I think it's mostly damage. It's nuts. So you don't want to get panicked unless you're taking Adrenaline Junkie. If you're taking Adrenaline Junkie, you don't want to take Brave, that's for certain. So it goes in there. It goes in at 6 out of 10 points there. I'd say that's where I landed. Brave. Eagle Eye got a buff. Eagle Eye used to be one of those ones I didn't understand why in the hell you would actually take it. It is a 7 out of 10. So it's going to go up above here. I'm going to put it towards the top of there. It's going to be a 7 out of 10. Towards the top. Fast visual fade it costs you only 4. I believe it used to be 6 for this, by the way. So 6 points it used to cost you. Now it only costs you 4. So it got buffed in that sense. Faster visual fade. So you get to go ahead and see. It's going to give you your information faster. Larger visibility arc. Very nice. By the way, just letting you guys know, we're probably going to a ad break soon. Probably going to take the time to actually fill up my water bottle and also make that quick call I need to do for business. So we'll just go ahead and take the ad break when that happens and also have the emotes. We'll do like a little break BRB screen when I get back, and then we'll finish up this. And then we'll get actually to playing the game. We'll actually play. We'll go for it. Okay. Also that. And then the weapon skills on long ranges go up. So it helps you actually be a better sniper. So if that's what you're looking for, like rifles and long range assaults, It helps your effectiveness. This is good. This is solid. We're gonna see for 4 points. That seems pretty good, especially if you're going for like you're gonna go for guns, like rifling guns. That's not bad. It's good in general for other things, but especially if you're gonna be like a sniper type build, you get all the benefits. Or if you're going for like a medium range, long range rifle range, it's pretty good. Grace, she died 30 years ago. That was Christmas Vacation. Grace, I put it in as a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna put you probably here. It costs you only 4 points, but less chance of tripping. That's nice. That's huge. It's a positive that does that. So you can kind of see where things that make you not trip. So Grace and I think Destrix also had an increased chill ability not to fall. That's nice. And you make less movement, so less noise when moving. Again, we're talking about how you could draw hordes of zombies unintentionally. When you're moving, it goes down. So it's a solid thing. For only 4 points, that's pretty awesome. So I would take it. Herbalist is one of those ones I'm going to kind of like say, you get to make medical things and craft medical things and +1 to foraging. For only 4 points, that's solid. It really depends on if you want to be outdoorsy. If you want to be outdoorsy, then you put it here. It's middle ground. If you don't really care, if you're not going to really go the crafty route, then you're probably put it for less. Again, it's only 4 points. If it costs more, I put it down over here with the rest of the profession-based ones that you kind of learn. But this kind of is one that you kind of get. You don't quite get all of those through gameplay. You just now have the ability to do that. So that's kind of nice. Unless you have to read. If that's like, if you read it, then you'll get this, then okay, there's a way you can get it in game. But I think it's a solid low C tier list item. Trait. Inconspicuous. Okay, so this is the one where basically it makes it so you can't be, or you're not seen as much. Zombies are less likely to see you. I think they've actually fixed it where naturally, it actually does work now. So you do want, there's our ad break. I'm going to slam this into C real quick. We're going to go with probably right around above this. Depends. It's a really situation if you care about being seen or not. If you care about being seen, then if you don't want to be seen, you want this. If you do want to be seen, you don't want this. That easy. So we're going to take a quick break. Take a real quick break, and I will be right back, and that way everyone can kind of come back from ad break too. And then we're going to slam through these, and then we can play. We're going to play a little bit of Project Zomboid. I've been on this thing now, on this tier list for like 2 hours now. So be right back. I feel like that's the same too, by the way, Pesky. I agree with you. It does feel like it probably adds something, but not a lot. It only does cost 4, but yeah, that's one that like it's on C tier, and some people want it, some people don't. I agree with you though. It's not one that like some people love it, especially if you're going stealthy, but I'm not one for stealth, so I agree with you. I'd rather go in guns blazing. I want them to see me, so I don't like it. Mathematically, it's a C tier, but it's not one I'm going to spend money on, or spend points on, that's for sure. I agree with you. All right, be right back. All right, I am back from my little conversation I had. Stuff with the farm, stuff that they had to do. So yeah, that. But yeah, I agree with you. It seems like it's that little bit of extra that might give you something. But yeah, I don't take it. Again, I go the opposite. I take the conspicuous. But I guess I might be humbled this time around when I get into build 42. Yeah, when build 42 comes around, I might have to drop my conspicuous route. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you guys got some water, something nice. Go on. Keep hydrated. So let me go and start rapid firing through these real quick. That way I don't want to be like, yep, that's our stream, bye. You're like, where's the Zomboid action? Wait, where are the Zomboids? Thank you much. I appreciate it. Welcome back to Natural as a Nutritionalist. Let me go ahead and get back over to the tier list thing. That way you can see my face. You can see what I see. Okay, Nutritionalist. I don't like it. I'm not going to lie. It's not worth the points, I don't think. It is a 2. I'll put you right about... I'll put you below death because, again, this could be for training purposes and stuff. This I don't get. It seems like it's knowledge that you'll gain through just playing the game. And it's not crazy to think about. Hey, potato chips, guess what? They have more calories. Guess what? The cabbage, less calories. I could be wrong. They might have done a complete and utter revamp to it, but for 4 points, it's information you kind of just like, yeah, I either already knew that, or through the gameplay, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. So, not worth it in my eyes. I could be persuaded. Organized. Organized is fantastic. Organized is another 10 out of 10. Let's see. Let me grab that. There's a reason why. I'm going to put it below... It's one of those nicety ones. So if you're talking about survivability, it's over here. If you're talking about nicety and stuff, it's probably closer to like here. So I'll put it... I love this trait. It's a good one. I'm not saying I love... These ones, I take all these ones. Literally, I'm looking here, and for the most part, not graceful, but I will take it probably now. But these are all ones I take on the regular. It only costs 4 to be organized. It increases your carrying capacity. I believe that carrying capacity or inventory capacity, not carrying capacity, your inventory capacities of everything you have. So whether that be, crates or your van or the seats or backpacks. Oh, maybe not backpacks. The backpack, I don't think it does. That's like the one thing it doesn't do. But it does all those. It increases it by 30%. I remember on this run, the run we're on right now, Herschel got a van. I think it has like about 110 carrying capacity. Yeah, it's about 140 now. That's a whole crate full of stuff I just got for free because you did it. For 4 points, I just got that. I get that everywhere I go. Totally worth. 100% worth. If your cupboards have a certain amount of capacity, 30% extra on top of that. So if you're like, oh, I need to carry all this food, or I need to go ahead and I need to store away all this food, cool. You'll be able to store a lot more food. So yeah, carrying capacity, awesome. Organized is awesome. Resistance. Resistance. I have it here that statistically it's a 4 out of 10. I don't like it though. I don't like putting it there. I'm going to give it the absolute lowest 4 out of 10 possible. It should be F tier. Let me tell you why. This is me saying I'm going with the math. I'm going with the math, but I don't know why people take it. It lowers your chances of disease. It lowers your chances of zombification. Again, if you don't get bit, or if you're not eating things that will get you carry a disease, or if there's an infection, so long as you clean your infections or your wounds and you eat food when you're hurt, you'll be fine. If you get bitten, that last stat, by the way, just so you guys know, for 4 points, by the way, 1/2 of this point, this whole thing is irrelevant. Lowers the chances of zombification? Who gives a shit? If you get bitten, game over. It doesn't matter. If whether you die right then and there, or if in 2 or 3 days when you die via zombification, it doesn't matter. Oh, well with this, it'll take 4 or 5 days. Okay, you stalled the inevitable. You can get all your affairs in order for your next character that you're going to spawn in well in that time, the regular amount of time. So I don't see it as a very valuable item. You might get some practice out of it when it comes to disease resistance, but no, it's not worth 4 points. It's one of those things. If you want to take it, go for it. Go for it. But I never take it. It's one of those things that I think is very easily disease and zombification, especially zombification, is very, very easy to deter or to postpone or not have. If you get attacked and you get bitten, it's done. So anyway, I don't know. Runner or sprinter, whatever you want to call it, increases your sprinting by 1. Nice, because sprinting's nice. However, it's not crazy. It's not like, oh my god, god tier of this. I'd say it's above. I'd say it's probably here. For 4 points, I'll put it here above baseball players. Whereas you're going to go ahead and you'll immediately get value out of sprinting if you need it. But it's not also something again, I'm not going to put it in C tier, because sprinting, honestly, if you're sprinting or running, you might be doing it wrong. Legitimately, that's one of the first things I was taught about Project Zomboid is you don't need to run. You can outpace most zombies via walking. Just walk it out. Unless you're about to get cornered, then you might want to sprint to get out of a nervous situation. But for the most part, just walk. So that's kind of irrelevant. If you got sprinters off the bat, yeah, that extra bit for 4 points, not bad. Not bad. You might want it. Sower is, again, one of those things where sowing... Let me see, where's sower? Sowing, where is my sower? Kind of getting towards the end of it, I believe. Wait, is it not here? Is this the thing that I've not seen? Oh, there it is, down at the very... I'm like, what? Where the hell is it? Sower gets you +1 to tailoring, which tailoring never was really hard. I know that it's changed up things now. You can't reverse engineer... I can't go ripping up all the clothing anymore and getting sewing. What? I can't reverse engineer clothing to understand how to make clothing now? Go figure. So I'll put it up here, maybe below fishing, but it can kind of be intertwined with angler. It's nice to have an extra bit, but for an extra 4 points, niche. Gymnast is one that I've been told is not that good, actually, but I like it. And the stats say that it is a low-end C tier. Let me see where I'm going to throw it. Above this, above that, above those, above that. Maybe, depending on who, that's depending on what you want to do. I'm going to throw it here. It's solid. It's solid in my eyes. Gymnast is a good thing, not because of Lightfoot. Lightfoot's fine, that's fine, but nimble. Nimble is a skill that you need in order to do the conga line. We're all so familiar with conga lining to do it very effectively. If you get up to max nimble, you can outpace in your nimble and your combat stance, shamblers. You can be running away faster than they can while you're holding your axe up ready to attack them. So there's only, from what I know, I could be wrong now, but there's only 2 ways you get plus to that. One of them is gymnast. One of them is being a police officer. There might be more now, but I'm unaware of them. So a skill that gives you that trait is kind of nice. And let's be real, Lightfoot is not bad either, especially if you're going to be going for that kind of sneak route. So is it for everyone? No. Is it for some? Absolutely. Is it kind of in the middle? Well, that's why it's in C. It's in the middle. But for me, I do take it on a couple. I love having that extra bit of nimbleness. It helps. You only get nimbleness by being in combat stance. So the more you fight, the more you'll get it. But getting an extra bit of level in nimble is pretty nice, just right off the bat. And it's only costs 5 points, so you could do worse. Blacksmithing knowledge is one of those ones that it's going to be something we learn over time, just how valuable it is. I can't put it on here. There's not a trait for it, but I put it into 6 out of 10. So probably somewhere right around here is where I would put it. Why? Is because it gives you +1 to maintenance. I know maintenance has changed a little bit, but maintenance has always been one of those skills that's really nice to have. Really awesome. If the crafting system actually shows that weapons will become less rare and you can actually build more consistently, then it might not be as important, but still, it's going to be important. Regardless, maintenance is going to be important. In getting metal working up, that's also very nice. That's a +2. So for 6 points, you're getting maintenance and you're getting +2 to metalworking, which metalworking will make for like a lot of different things, whether that be like your armor or like barricades and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's solid. So I'd say it goes right around here because some people it works for. For some people, it's A tier. You want that because you're going to be going a specific route where you're going to want that. I put it here also because there's certain people like, I got a blacksmithing friend. They'll do all that stuff for me. And then it's closer down to here. It's not as much value for you. It's all about your value. I guess that's kind of the thing of it all, is that all these things come out to your value. If you see value in Brave, you take it. If you don't, you don't. It's not worth it. It's worth an F. If you're like, I don't care about Brave. As far as it goes, it's not worth it to you. It's not worth it. It's better than F tier. Let's be real. But for you, if you don't see the value in it, then it's not worth it to you. Please don't go with any of these. Just unless you're doing a troll, but just unless you're trying to go for like a certain like, hey, I have gone completely the worst traits possible. I want to see how long I can last. Well, then shoot, then that could be fun. Could be fun to just do. Brawler. Brawler is again another. I put it as a 6. Sorry, I put it a 5 out of 10. Brawler is kind of specific too, depending on what you do. 5. I'm gonna put it right here. Right there. There we go. Because again, I say that's some massive value. There's some gameplay that'll come out of this. Brawler will give you +1 to axe and to long blunt. If you're, again, but you're, depending on what you're doing. Like me, I see value in it because I love axe. So getting me extra axe skill, pretty good. Will cost me 6. It cost me 6 to do it. So that's something to be said. But extra axe skill, not bad. But if it was like 2 in axe, that'd be first off broken. But then I see a lot of value. But the fact that it's diluting it with an extra thing like a long blunt doesn't really make much sense to some people. At least not to me either. Whereas someone else is like, I want long blunt. I don't care about axe. If you're gonna go for like that jack of all trades and you want more efficiencies, well then yeah, this is great. And it gives you more. But yeah, that's where it's at right now. Fast healer. Fast healer is trash. I'm not gonna. Not first aid. Fast healer. Fast healer. It goes. I'll put it here. I'll put it below the professions, above these. Reason why is that it recovers from illness and disease. If you and it costs you 6 to get that, by the way. Yes, it's something that you will always have. You will always have this ability. So it's not like you can learn this via playing. No, but it's not a hard thing to really mitigate. Getting a disease or an illness, there's a clear reason why. And even if you do get those, you can handle it fairly easy. So I don't really see the value in it. Other people might. Again, it's all about what you feel about it. It's worth 6 points. That's what probably hurts the most. It doesn't have that much value to me. It might be a 5 if it was less, but it's not. So it goes in there. Fast learner, on the other hand, gets a little bit more love. Fast learner. Fast learner is a 7. I'm going to put that 7. I like fast learner. I'm going to put it here. Because these ones are giving you points, or they could be specific, but that one's a little bit, I like a couple things. There you go, like that. This is a little bit more free. This is more situational. They're all situational. These ones can technically come in above too. Do I want to judge that right now? Yeah, I do. There you go. Fast learner, because again, if you're looking to do learning, if you're trying to do, I guess it really comes down to, are you doing a long playthrough? If you're trying to last as long as you can, yeah, this is gonna be great. You're gonna get to learn a whole bunch of different things. It's gonna up your multipliers faster. Totally worth it. If you're doing like a, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm going balls to the walls. I'm trying to kill things as fast as possible. There's no point to this because you might die. You're probably gonna die is what you're getting at. So you're not gonna really pick up much on that. But if you're trying to last longer, it's solid. And it does cost you 6 points. But it could definitely be worth it. So it goes up there in the top of C tier. Not quite at that B tier range. Remember, a lot of people would say like this is like 10 and 9. Essentially it would be S tier. And this like here and here would be kind of like top of like A tier. But yeah, I don't know. It's there. It's right there. It could easily, like, any of these could technically, depending on the person, could be up in these two. But, yeah, that's where I'm putting it with the math. Fit. Fit is in a very weird spot. Fit, it gives you +2. It costs you 6. It's a good one, so I don't want to like knock it. But for 6 points, it's +2 fitness and it's not athletic. Athletic gives you benefits to those that you get. So I'm going to put it here at 6, and we'll get back to it. You'll see in a second when we get over to athletic. Former scout costs you 6 points, and it's what? +1 to first aid. +1 to first aid, and also to foraging. Not the hardest things to do. It's not that good for 6 points. That's the biggest thing. Is it costs you 6 points to do this. It's 2 out of 10 mathematically. For 6 points, I'll put it here. I'm putting it above or below Def because again, Def's a good training tool. These all have reasons. They have reasons. It's fucking nutty. When I look at this at the end of this, I'm gonna like take a screenshot of it and see how many people are like, "You're absolutely out of your mind." It's like these are the stats, man. But also, let's be real. Most people are like, it's kind of middle ground anyway. So like all this stuff here is kind of interchangeable. Oh, there we go. Let's see. So that was that. Hiker is up 1 to your your trapping and also your foraging. Again, for 6 points, it's not that great. It gets a 3. It's not that great. A little bit better because trapping's useful. Again, the first aid is what kills Scout, if you ask me, because first aid feels a lot like it's almost novelty at this point. If you get injured, you're either screwed or you're going to like, okay, I'll just take the time to heal. Stout. Okay, Stout is a little bit different from Fit. Let me see. Stout, whereas Fit only gave you +2 to the fitness, Stout will give you those carrying capacities, you'll get from having more strength. It also increases your knockback from your melee, and it gives you that 2 strength. So it's a solid 6 out of 10. It's towards the top of that, I'd imagine. Towards the top of 6. It goes above there. I'd say it goes fast learner, slow learner. I say it goes there because a lot of times if you're not going, I go strength most of the time, but Stout is good. Stout is solid as an option, especially if you're like, I don't want to spend the extra money or points into going strength. I'll go Stout. You can do that, and you'll get the benefits of the passive bits of it, not just the carrying strength, or not just the strength capacity part 2. Almost there, guys. We're almost there. Hunter comes with a whole plethora of stuff. I have it here as a 5. It's definitely one of those ones that I'm going to put it above illiterate. I'm going to put it below illiterate. I'm going to stick to my guns. I like illiterate a lot more than people do. I want illiterate to be above some other ones, but there's a reason. This could, depending on who you are, depending on what you're doing, this is A tier. This is A tier, not, probably like somewhere in there. If it's not what you're doing, it's here. It's here or less. But let me rationale with you real quick. Hunter, +1 to aiming, +1 to short blades, +1 to sneaking, +1 to trapping. Costs you 8. That's massive. That's a long cost. However, there's 4 points that will be given to you. It's essentially 2 points economy-wise. So your economy of 2 points spent to get 1 point in something. The aiming's nice to have. Short blade's kind of whatever, but you're going for that stealthy build. It looks like with this, it really kind of brings you up for being a stealthy person. Sneaking's nice. Not great, but if you like sneaking, I don't. If you like sneaking, this helps. Trapping, again, this kind of builds in well for going outdoorsy. So like, if outdoors or wilderness knowledge, I don't know what that is. There's nothing on that on the internet. At least from what I've seen, because no one's actually showing me screenshots of freaking wilderness knowledge. But if you compare, if you pair these two, which are both 8, so if you spend 16 to get those two, I'd imagine you'd have a solid wilderness survival, primal survivalness readiness going into your play. So you probably survive out in the wild. Add that in with wild. Was it outdoorsman? My God, you're gonna be loving life. That actually sounds like a fun run. I'd definitely do that, man. Handy Handy is an interesting one. It doesn't seem too much worth it on paper until you kind of get to more of it, the extra that comes from it. So it gets a 6 out of 10. I'm going to put it... I'm going to put it right here. The reason why, yes, +1 to carpentry, which helps you with building. +1 to maintenance, which helps you with building and helps you with attacking too. That's nice. It increases the speed of you building, and it also increases the strength of your builds. So that fence that you build will last more or last longer than your friend over there who's not a carpenter or not handy, from what it seems like. That's what I'm getting out of the research. I'm not sure if like you gain that essentially through carpentry, if you level up your carpentry, or if it's like, no, it's a permanent buff that you will always have. If you're 10 carpentry and your friend's 10 carpentry, your carpentry will be better. I mean, that's something to be said. Something to be said. Also, the speed's not bad either, especially if you're building something in a pinch. There's been times, especially like on the Emyville server, as of recently, where there's sprinters. I'm trying to build stuff before sprinters decide that they want to look over there and they see me. So have a little bit extra speed, not bad. So it goes over there. It's definitely situational. If you don't care, if you're not a builder, if you're not your whether you're not doing it for your solo mission or your own solo playthrough or on a multi server, if you're not a builder, then it's not worth it at all to you. I mean, maybe the extra maintenance, but 8 points for 1 point of maintenance is kind of steep. So there's that. Thick skin. Thick skin is, hear me out, it's not good. It's not good, but it's not the worst. It is definitely an F tier. It's a 3 out of 10. I've seen people like, this is a 0 out of 10. Listen, now that Outdoorsman doesn't say scratch resistance, it just talks about like harsh weather. Technically speaking, this got buffed inadvertently because this no longer offers that. So that's kind of nice in that it does benefit. It kind of got buffed through it, but it's still not worth it. It's still 8 points. And again, resistance is just that. It's a less chance. It's a less chance that you'll get bitten or scratched. You could still take this thick skin and you run into the wrong thing and you still get scratched or you still get bit. It's just a percentage. It's all about your number generators. So, hey, in this chance, you had a 50% chance. Cool. Well, but I took thick skin, so it's only 40%. Okay, roll the dice. You landed on that wrong 40 still. It's all just about what it could do, what it could do. And it could just be worth only 8 points going down the drain for nothing. So if you're trying to last longer in your runs, like if you're playing like being on around like 2 so on years, there's something to be said because there might be situations where you get into where, hey, statistically, maybe a couple times this actually worked for you. But for 8 points, it's just a percentage. It's not like it's ensuring. Again, I don't know where wilderness survival is, but it seems like it could be very good for the primal play. So we'll see about that. Athletic. Athletic gives you +4 to your fitness. It increases your ability to run, and you can run longer. You will not fatigue as fast. That's the difference right there. Fit gives you +2 to your fit. This gives you a permanent buff to your ability to run longer and faster, not just beyond the actual amounts that your fitness level will be. So that's an extra buff. That's why this one is closer to like, it's a C tier. It's okay. First points. It's 100. Oop. Where is it? It's not in C. It is right around. It's in the 9s. It's in the 9s. I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, just letting you guys know. I'm going to go with it here. You can interswap. You could virtually anything from this point on can be interswapped with each other. Just saying, because they're all 9s and they're all good. But yeah. I done mixed it up. There we go. Better? No. There we go. Now it's better. They're starting to get paired off in there, and I can't really quite see them. Because we've gone up to the next level. We're almost done, though. We got to talk about strength. Strength. Oop. It's literally not going to allow me to do it. Okay, strength. Hold up. We're almost done. Good God, man. Okay. Because I'm not going to the other traits. The other traits are something along the lines of like, hey, this is if you went with the Lumberjack. So therefore you get Axemen. Yeah, that comes with it. But these are all the ones that you could choose in from, just tier list. Why did I put strength here? It goes below athletic, but it's still very good. It gives you +4 to your strength, which you still get all those other things you're talking about with stout. It's a little bit like it got that extra +2 to stout for an extra 4 points, but you could essentially, depending on what you build out, you could be maxed out on your strength immediately. So that's something to be said. That's nice. So we'll do that. This gave you a little bit extra when you did the transition. This one basically just gave you an extra 2 points of strength versus stout. But it's definitely still better than stout. It's still in there. And there you have it. That is my build 42 talents, or what would you call it? Trait tree, right there. Thank you. Thank you guys. By the way, I'm not sure how many people are watching. I don't check on numbers and stuff. I don't know if this is something that's entertaining at all. If you guys were like, yeah, I'm down for this. This is awesome. Or if it's like, I'm going to support Barry because I like Barry, but dear God, Barry, why did you do this? But I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. I'm going to play some Zomboid. We're going to play some Zomboid. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a screenshot of this too, because then I'll go ahead and put it on our Discord or different stuff too. Take a screenshot. Cool. Or I guess maybe I should go with a face. There you go. Something like that. But really, truly, thank you guys for being here with my first tier list. It's either going to be looked at and be like, this is dumb. This is a dumb playlist or whatnot. Or it's like, no, that's solid. We can work on that. I support Barry and I like this. Aw, okay, good. Okay, glad it's a combination of both. It was very fun to hear things you had said on the traits, and you changed my mind on a couple. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. I hope it's good changes, and if there's ones that you're like, yeah, it helps, let me know. I like this kind of gameplay, kind of just like math and stuff. I kind of just like to do. I was going to kind of do this regardless, but since I can't play build 42 right now, I'm like, it's perfect timing to go ahead and do this. Check it on out, whatnot. So I'm going to get into some gameplay. I'm not sure how, I did not expect it to go this long. So I really do appreciate you guys being here. I'm glad that it has been entertainment. I'm glad you like it. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I'm happy with that list. And I'm glad it was useful and it was fun and entertaining. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Barry, I'm new to Project Zomboid, so it was super helpful. Thank you. Also, hi, Pesky. Okay, cool. Hey, Seth, how you doing? Welcome on in. Been chilling and lurking and checking out. I hope that is helpful. Again, a lot of those things like on the top tier are pretty much agreed upon. A lot of people will be like, hey, these are all good stuff. It just all comes down to what you want. It's when it gets to B, C, and D, it's very situational. It becomes where they might be, there's some things that are they earn the D slot. They're not that great, but they're not the worst in the world. But for a lot of I hope that I explained enough where it was yeah, okay. If I'm going for an adrenaline junkie route, yeah, some things that'll panic me, sounds great. Whereas anything else otherwise, don't take it. Do not take panic. Panic will freak you out and then you'll hurt your damage and such. Yeah. So that's it. Ta-da. We're going to go play some Project Zomboid. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stretch. I'm going to hit that stretch, and I'm going to hit that hydration. Thank you so much for that hydration. Appreciate it. Also, riding that emote wave. Right on. Just to let you guys know, if you guys are interested, the emote wave was made in case you want to go ahead and showcase some awesome art, whether it be your own art, whether it be art of your artists, or other people that you've whether you've gifted sub or you're subscribed to, if you want to. I don't want anyone to ever have to ride a wave they don't want to ride, but if they want to, that's kind of your chance to say, hey, spam out some emotes, show off that art. So just letting you guys know, that's, if you're like, what the hell is an emote wave? That's what that's for. It's to basically say, hey, if you guys got some awesome art, whether it be your own or someone else, spam those emotes. So we're loading up, again, it's build 41. We're with Herschel Rousseau. I cannot, unfortunately, if you could tell by the lag I was getting off of that one website, I cannot play with my model on. So I will be going berryless until we are done for the day. I should be able to play for a little bit of time. A little bit more time. I typically end around 4, which is in 15 minutes, but I'm going to push it off a bit more than that. I think I can manage that. I think we can manage that. So let's move over to low impact, which is this one over here. Low impact. Let's go and move me over here for a second. It doesn't really matter. As soon as probably Zomboid comes in, I'm going to, we're going to zoom out. I'm gonna go away, but when we get back to the end of stream, I'll go ahead and bring my model back on. But until then, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. I'm just going to pop out of here. I'll do a little pop kind of thing. Kind of a little action going on. But, yeah. We're about to play some Product Zomboid. It doesn't like the fact that I did that. I've broken Product Zomboid even more so than I already have. It doesn't want me to do that. May I please play? I would like to play. Please let me play. It really didn't like that. It's like I'm on full screen now over there, but it's like it doesn't like that at all. There we go. Frick. It should be coming on the screen any second now. Ooh. Here we go. I'm covering now the logo. There we go. Spiffo. I'm covering up Spiffo. That guy, the raccoon that betrayed us. Go to the tutorial. If you haven't done the tutorial yet, you might feel different about Spiffo in a little bit. All right, so let's go and go to our. Oop. No, I don't want the tutorial. No. Go away. Did I say tutorial? I was just too wrapped up in Spiffo. That's what it was. I was too much just thinking about Spiffo. Okay, let's go play with our boy, Herschel Rousseau. I will be back shortly, guys. So don't worry. You will see my model go away for a little bit. That's okay. I'll be back. Pop. All right, these are the end times. All that kind of stuff. Oh, no. Let's see. I know I have to go, but I'll be back. I'll be here. I'll be here technically, but yeah. I have been lurking while making dinner. Hi, Claire. How you doing? Thank you so much for lurking while you're making some good dinner, some nom-noms. Hope it's going well. No more berry models. Sag, I know, I'm sorry. I'm hoping, because they said that the optimized build 42, I'm really hoping that between that and maybe, I'm still looking at getting working my PC. I hope I can upgrade it without having to buy a brand new one or make a brand new one, because I haven't made a PC before, so I'd imagine that'd be really difficult. Something well beyond my pay grade. And I'm a farmer, so it's not like, oh, well, I'll just buy a new one. We just got into the black. But yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be that because it's optimized, I can just leave Berrymore over here. So my model. Because I'm referring to myself in the first person and second and third person at times. Okay. Our boy is a little bored. He's a little bored. It's okay, though. Okay, so last I checked, what do we have? There's a couple things I remember from earlier today. Oh, it's a little laggy because we're just loading up. Oh my God, boy. Oh my God. Get real, my boy. Okay. By the way, for those who don't know, Herschel, say hi, Herschel. Wave, you got to talk to the people. They're here watching you right now. Hi. Herschel here has a couple things he likes, like backpacks. He has he's a fine connoisseur of backpacks, fanny packs, duffel bags, all kinds of stuff. He's also gone a little bit recently into a little bit more of a magpie thing, where he likes to collect some shinies and good things like that. So if you're wondering why are there backpacks and shinies on the ground, it's because Herschel, he has certain things he wants. But yeah, you changed my mind on high thirst, fast metabolism, slow reader, slow healer, and illiterate. More likely to take them now. Thank you. Oh, awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, Pesky. I'm glad that it, again, kind of play and match it with it. If you're I'm going to try it out, and then afterwards you're illiterate's fun in theory, but I'd rather not. Then also, I love to hear, by the way, it's hey, I see what you're talking about. There could be some room for illiterate runs. However, right now it ain't there. But I can't wait to when I can actually play. I love to be able to play with everyone, whether it be on server or whether it be hey, I can play the same game you guys are playing. Woo! So we're gonna eat that. We're gonna eat all of it. Our boy Herschel, he's got this roach in here. We're waiting for the day that we actually need to take that. We're gonna go whack some people, some zombies. So I might need a little bit of stuff. I have a can opener with me in case I need it. In case I need to bug it. I need to get out of there. He's ready to go. How's our axe? Axe is a little on the dented side. How about here? You're not bad. Okay, we're good. Our boy here is happy. He's ready to go. I think with Build 42, it would be excellent with what you said about learning things while being able to do. Yeah, exactly. That part, like, that's got to be particularly 100% the generator. Like before, like you know how it was. If you couldn't read the magazine on how to operate a generator, you're done. Your run is going to end with you having to put on you're now going to be outdoors. You're going to be a camper. I'm not sure if it's because of lag or whatnot, or if it's because of like the fog. But it's a little laggy right now. Give it some time though; it'll be fine. But yeah, you'd essentially be like, okay, I'm stuck now without electricity. That's it. Which there's something to be said. You could do it. You can do it, but it's a pain in the ass. Can you imagine? Now with this, exactly, it's like you could take those 8 points in illiterate. There's certain things you won't get, obviously, like the extra multipliers for a lot of your learn skills. But you can still fast learner maybe that you can kind of help nullify that. You learn faster by doing rather than reading because you can't read. I don't know. It just seems it could be fun. I know as soon as I get into Build 42, I'm gonna take a look at that. It might be one of the first builds I make is saying, hey, okay, let's try it out with illiterate. Also, again, saying about like organized, I know that I'm not really I'm preaching the choir essentially. This isn't like crazy, but 137 carrying capacity because I'm organized. That's pretty nice. I can throw so much crap, valuable stuff, into this van as I roll out. So I'm still in Build 41, so muscle strain is not as big a deal yet. So we'll see how this goes. I did draw out a whole bunch of people from the penitentiary, or the jail. Sometimes it's fun to say penitentiary, I don't know. The jail. Right now I do not have, I think it was like one point that was like I didn't need, so I was like, I don't know if I want to take it. But I don't have Sunday Driver. It was like, hey, you can get an extra point. It's like, I'm not going to put it to anything beneficial, though, so why would I do it? There was some endpoint lag there. Herschel. Not go down. Heck. Okay, there we go. Our boy, let's give him a ciggy. He hasn't had a ciggy yet. Oh. Again, this is playing with old cigarette rules. So I have both, athletic and... Okay, I have both athletic and smoker. That's no longer a possibility, so that's something to note. The muscle strain in Build 42 is so frustrating. It seems like it. It's like, yeah, you gotta definitely relearning how to do combat. That makes sense. It's a learned experience. Back in my day, you didn't have all this muscle strain about the same way. No, you could do more than about six hits against a zombie before you become a wet noodle. That's what it feels like. At least that's what it seems like. From what I see, from what I don't get me wrong. It's like feel. What are you talking about? I technically can't feel any of it. I haven't done it yet. But hunting knife, that makes a whole lot more sense of what's sticking out of that person. But from like watching, I've watched you, I've watched Allison Adventures. I've been doing it. I can't play it, so I'm either researching it or I'm watching streamers who are doing it. So I watched yours, watched a couple of people doing it. I'm looking forward to eventually getting into it, but I'm definitely taking notes as I'm watching. I'm like, okay, how's that work? How does this work? Definitely seems like you're going to do a lot more stealthing that needs to be done, which is typically not the route I go. I go in bombastically and just like, let me just like attack them. He's not one-shotting like he normally does. But then again, that was kind of on the edge of it. Oh, hi. Is that an axe? Yeah, it's a hand axe. Not the worst thing in the world, but it could be better. I'll take the axe. But yeah, back in my day, the fatiguing wasn't so damn frustration. I am frustration. Also, there was a giant migration from the... For those who weren't here last time on Berrymore, we went to the penitentiary, and I started shooting the shotgun and stuff around. And I drew them. Boy, did I draw them out. But we survived because we have a van. Go figure. So we got the hell out of there once we were like, okay, we're out of shells, or we're kind of like, we're tired. It was kind of like I was close. I was like, last time on Berrymore. Yeah. I mean, it's like, especially with these games, it could almost be like, you know, the last 5 episodes of Berrymore. Essentially becoming like Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I drew them out, and then there was like a shotgun-ish event that happened, so like all of them like migrated south. And some of them I got to attack, but other ones didn't. I'm not sure what I'm about to walk into. Either there's a huge migration, and I'm good. I should probably make sure my escape vehicle is facing the proper way. I should do that. Oh, there's a bit of them. But just how many? There might be a few. Oh. Hey, you're going to dent my car. Don't do that. Okay, so the question is, there are a lot more over here. How much are behind us? We can't even really see. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, there's one more coming out there. See, they're all going into the woods now. Yeah, that was on you, not me. You bumped into the car. That was kind of there. He's still alive. The man's still alive. Let me be real. I've been like talking most of the time. Most of today has been literally me just yapping away. But am I now at the point here? But yeah, welcome back in there, Strike Me. Appreciate you being here. We're gonna leave this running in case I need to get the hell out of town. Let's see just how many we're attracting. Okay, it'd be nice if they were... I am used to Bim Scutney's, who's my character on the Emmyville server. I'm used to his level of axe skill. Because Bim Scutney will one-shot all of these guys. 2-shot at max. Like, every time. Oh, you came up behind me! See, this is the point of like keen hearing and such, is really nice. Because that was extra radius that I got for having that. And we're just gonna chop that wood. I'm panicking. That doesn't help our damage output there. Listen, you don't need to panic so long as you keep killing them. If you keep killing them, then they're all gonna be dead. Quote of the year, by the way. The logic behind it is the logic behind it though is flawless. When you kill them, they will be dead. Also, Fishy Joe and Bobby Sue, the 2 fishies that are in the background. If you're like, what the hell is he talking about? That's I named some of my fish. We got Crabman, who's the person who keeps asking if you guys are drinking water and stuff. But Fishy Joe and Bobby Sue like to also remind people about my social medias or following us on. If you guys are all here, you're already hitting that follow button. But if there's anyone else who's just kind of chilling, like, I wonder, do I want to keep following this dolphin? I mean, maybe. It's up to you, though. No need. I'm panicking. What? Oh, he needs another Siggy. Siggy played guitar. I'm just taking a smoke as I'm like backing away, like, hey, let me finish my smoke. Oh, thank you so much for letting me smoke. Okay, luckily again we do have our other axe. It is, I mean, that's guitar. Our other axe, so when that's needed, we will have it. How's it doing though? How is our axes doing? You're good. Well, I mean, you're starting to get dented up there pretty good. But I got that in the back. I got that in my back pocket. I knew running to Rosewood's fire department was going to pay off big. I didn't know it was going to land me 4 fire axes. I was just like, this is freaking great. Again, I want that. I don't want to leave Rosewood until I have... I knew I was going to get the double on that. until I've cleared out the penitentiary and I've like, yeah, we're done. We're good at this. Dinner acquired. Excellent. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just killing zombies. We're being kind of reckless in the fact that it's foggy and I don't care. I'm just out there. Because I'm channeling my inner Bim Scutney right now. Bim Scutney. He will guide us through this. Through all these zombies that we need to destroy. If they do crowd around the car, I will need to find a way to get around it. But we're doing okay. Alright, well, thank you so much. I need to eventually get some more electrical up. That's good. Oh, where did you... Who said you could roam? Oh, you got something in your leg there. What do you got? A hunting knife. Not bad, but I don't need that. Let's see. I mean, it's like that sometimes. Yeah. You just gotta have that craving for chaos. You're just like, you know what? I know I could play it safe. I know I could. I could just go about my life. But I'm a psycho, so... Okay, so... Oop, oh, again, they keep, you guys keep doing that. You keep doing that, you sneaky zombies. See, if they weren't gonna do flanking, the one thing I really do not like is the idea of getting flanked. Oh, so like this guy right here is automatically want a ticket to meet my axe before anyone else. Okay, so we're gonna have to fight our way through this because they're here. But through the power of multi-hit and my axe skill, they'll all die. Here we go. You know, the more and more I talk as I play this game, the more and more I talk, the more I realize people might be like, he's getting into the game. He's getting into the game, right? This isn't him IRL, right? No, I'm very calm IRL. When I'm in this game, you know, you gotta get into a certain mood with zombies. Otherwise, they could eat you alive, literally. Okay, so what does the inside look like? Does it still look like absolute mayhem, or is it just crazy? It's looking pretty crazy. So let's see what exactly we're dealing with here. I'm doing a little reckless thing here right now. I should technically follow it back out to kind of see what I'm getting into. But sometimes you just crave chaos. No. You both can just fall down now. Multi-hit. Again, I like multi-hit when it makes sense. If it's like I'm coming at you with a knife, like a freaking butter knife, it's like, yeah, multi-hit doesn't make sense. If I'm coming at you with a knife, then it's like, okay, how are you cleaving through? Are you trying to cleave them with that butter knife? That's not gonna do much damage. With an axe, it's perceivable that I have a swing. I have an arc. So that's why I'm okay with multi-hit. I'm not sure if that. I don't think can you multi-hit with a knife? I don't think you can. With an axe, it makes a lot more sense. I understand why people are like, I do not do multi-hit. I mean, that's fine. I do like multi-hit. For obvious reasons. Okay, that's about to break. I rather not deal with the having to break and then swap. I'd rather swap now. Oh, do I got the right? Which knife do I have? Okay. Do I got the right one? Nope. You see, missing like that in Build 42 would probably land me so much extra fatigue. Missing... It feels like golf now, from what I'm understanding. Because if you get a stroke, now you feel like you're about to fucking die. More or less. Let's see, that one... Okay, cool. We'll put you in there to lower our encumbrance. We're doing it. We're going to take the penitentiary. It's ours. Now, what is inside there? I do not... Nope. I'm hoping there's guns. I'm not going to lie. I'm really hoping there's guns. Oh, well, I guess I'll just, like, stomp you. Okay. I don't like crawlers. Like that. What the hell? He's made of Kevlar. Everyone is Kevlar man. With grit, an axe, and a dream. Damn right. One thing works against Kevlar man. Kinda. There we go. You see, Kevlar man's alive as long as you try hitting him and whatnot. But if you run him over 5 times with a car, then he might pop. Okay, let's see what we're working with over here. Okay, I'm getting a lag spike, so I'm assuming that means there's a bit of... Oh, there's a bit of zombies. Also, I'm hungry. I didn't realize how hungry I was. Let's eat. Oh, you came up behind me. Heckin' rude. I'm gonna hit you. I'ma hit you. That's not what you usually say to someone. That one zombie though. I know, right? Seven. Like, I don't get it. I'm not sure if it's a bug or whatnot, but it seems like I get those with the with crawlers. That's why I stay the hell away from fences. They're gonna lunge at me, and I can't kill them like I should naturally. So I just call them Kevlar man and call it a day. All right. Did it? That's again. If you guys would please come. I'm trying to clear out this entire zone. Okay, I'm still getting spikes of fear. So he's clearly not desensitized yet. But maybe we can do something about that. You want to get desensitized if, again, like we were talking about, like Adrenaline Junkie has its place and purposes right now. Like right now, if I had Adrenaline Junkie and I kept getting like that, those nervous noodles or the panic noodles, then it would proc and I'd be able to get like more movement speed. But we're not at that position. I don't have, first off, I don't have Adrenaline Junkie. But once I get desensitized and I no longer get panicked from that or from zombies, I'm not sure if it's like, still if I had Fear of Blood, I'd become desensitized to that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a part of the mechanics. But once that happens, then there'd be no point to Adrenaline Junkie. I would get no points out of it, no purpose to it. No purpose. Berrymore is just going ahead. Trying to like do like the Dukes of Hazzard kind of like intro. Oh, there goes Berrymore again. Gathering up all the zombies. Okay, definitely seems after like, it's now 4 or 5 o'clock at night. And now the fog is finally starting to lift. Herschel! Don't worry so much. The only thing you have to worry about is lag and lag itself. Alright? Because it ain't the zombies. Now, do you guys see why I love Axeman and axes? They're just so good at waving out the entire crew. You can go on the ground, though. I could have stomped that one, but, yeah. Okay. I think we got chased out because we had the gun. We're not going to get chased out, I don't think. Which is definitely something that does happen in Build 42. Again, the muscle strain. Like, I'd imagine, even with all my extra traits and what my strength is and stuff, I would still get muscle fatigue like no other right now for how much times I've been swinging this axe. Okay, you see, you guys are coming up from behind me. You're not taking your turns. Okay, now we have to consider leaving. Because of that moodle right there. What do we have to deal with? Just 4? I could deal with 4. Because of our bonuses we get from Axeman and such, and how much damage we can do between all the axe crits and everything. Yeah, we can deal with that. Okay. Let's get out of here, though, because that's something I can't really deal with. Or we just take a little break. I could just take a little break. It is getting late, though. It is getting late, maybe. I don't know. Another aspect is that you don't have to reload. That's true. That too. I'm not having to reload. Hey! Hey! I was sitting here. I was resting. You guys wait until I get off of my break. No, they eventually get damaged. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They do get damaged still, though. That's true. So, that's another factor also with like weaponry and stuff. But yeah, getting chased off with the other one was because of that. First off, I'm more efficient with my axe than I am with a gun. But yeah, it's all valid points too. Yeah. I'm just gonna rest here a second. I'm not getting queasy yet. Here's another thing that I know they buffed. Buffed as in a bad thing for us. Nerfed us. Is that you now have to deal with more, corpse sickness. So all these bodies around me will make me more sick. Did they die? Okay, I wasn't sure if that was like a two slapped, they both got knocked out. Or if it was one just knocked down and whatnot. Wow. Hello, hello, hello. Where'd y'all come from? They interrupted my ciggies. Just let them come out. Basically, let them initiate their own mugging. More or less what we're allowing them to do. Okay, we've had our smoke. We got our stuff. We're not tired as much. But yeah, corpse sickness seems a lot more brutal than it was in Build 42. Or sorry, Build 41. Build 41, as you can see, I'm standing on top. I'm battling on top of corpses. That's not quite what you can do. Oh, I accidentally misclicked. Okay, you can both get back up. I'm gonna knock you both down at the same time. Okay, you're Is it? Hey, get away from my van. It's mine. Tell you what, if you can kill me, then you can keep it. Let's see. Oh, we're going on an ad break. So those who are not on, subscription, we're going ahead and we're having a little bit of ad break. Don't worry, I'm just gonna keep clearing. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. You're not gonna see any, you're not gonna come back and it's like, wow, the entire thing is blown up. Don't worry, we're gonna take it easy. We're just clearing these guys. It is 7 at night for Herschel. You know, he's very much like me, where he's starting to get very tired around that time. Old man Barry. No, I can account that to being because I get up at because I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So there's a reason I'm tired at 7. I've been up for a little bit of time. Give me just a little more time, and my love for you will grow. I don't know who does that. But it's a thing we like to quote here. Okay, I think that was pretty solid start to our clearing of this penitentiary. Is there more? Or have we kind of cleared it out? Did they go back in? Again, I want to go in there, but I sure as hell do not want to go in there when it's dark, and I know that there's more out there. Sheesh! Thank you for the sheesh there, Paigey. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I saw you today on the Spoofy, stream today. How you doing today? Good to see you. Good to have you here. 42%. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it was fun. It looks like a super fun game. I know Spoofy was saying that's on sale. I'm like, hold up. I'm interested. That seems like a really fun game. Definitely a game that you get to play with your friends. So it's one of those kind of games. Sometimes we kind of focus on single player games. So games like that, it's like, hey, y'all want to play kind of thing? And then yeah, you start up a game with the friends. Looks like a blast. Especially because it's shenanigans. A bunch of shenanigans. But yeah, welcome on in. Glad to hear you had fun too. It sounded like it. It sounded like everyone's having a blast on there. I know that there's a car in the right. Yeah, that's right, I know. Oh, hello, zombies. Now, here's the thing. I do know they're going to come for me. So I'm going to just get out and kill them. Can you climb over? Oh, you can't climb over that. Oh, well, let me help you. I can climb it. Hey. Hey, I'm right here. Hi. I came to you. I met you halfway. Well beyond the borderline. Will you die? Okay, back over. You know, I go the extra mile. Or the extra chain link fence, you know. So yeah, we did. Okay. Hope you can join us. That'd be, oh my god, that'd be hilarious. That'd be fun. It'd be fun and hilarious. It seems like everyone there has a great time, and there's a lot of funny stuff to it. So, I like seeing it. Like, I was seeing some from Spoofy's point of view. I was also seeing some from, what was it, Evers? So, I was kind of like, okay, I kind of see what both sides are seeing. I was going to obviously keep quiet. You can't spoil or anything. But that'd be fun. I would love to join. Let's see, turn it off. We got to secure the castle. We got to make sure. Well, everyone's back from ad break, by the way. Don't worry. We just basically cleared out right where we were from when you guys went into ad break. And then we... Oh! No! No, you dick! Dick, get your ass over here! He's going after our stuff. He's made of Kevlar. I don't understand it. Did he hurt our stuff? Oh, he broke our window. Okay, we've got to remove the glass. How many of these damn zombies are there? I don't want to pick up. I just want... Is it clear now? Okay, we're clear now. We're gonna climb through. Did he hurt our machine? Okay, that's fine. How about you? Are you okay, honey? Are you okay? It's okay. Talking to it like it's a baby. Well, that sucks. We need to figure out a way. Hold on. We need to figure out something. We need more barricades. Can we get more barricades in here? Pick up. Yes, I'll pick you up. Yep, pick up. Need a crowbar. Why do I need a crowbar? I need a crowbar to pick this thing up. What? What the hell? Let's see. I left a ton today, which is really needed. Hey, I have heard apparently about your... I kind of just heard on the tail end of it from Spoofy's channel. Sorry to hear that's been kind of rough. That's a no good. Hopefully... Hold on a second. Okay, we're good. Hopefully, you're about to get a day off, right? I believe you said today was your last day for a while. That's nice. Definitely glad to hear about that. Can I pick you up? Do I need to pick you up with a crowbar? None? I can just pick you up? Good. Cool. We're going to make more barricades, everyone. But yeah, yes, I have the rest of the week off. Hell yeah. All right. Right on. That's good. Then there's just one more final push with all that crap, and now you can actually take some time to yourself. Right on. Apparently, I do not like this. It's too heavy. It's too heavy for me. Okay, so how are we going to place this barricade? Place item. Not like that. I want you to... Okay. Not pick up. I want to place. There we go. Can I do that? Okay. So I have to pick it up. Oh, can I? Okay. This is how things are getting a little janky, okay? And you do that. Okay, so they might come to here. The zombies will come here like, hey, I want to get to that window. And they'll start attacking this. But it works. Don't ask me how. It just freaking works, all right? It's actually dark in here. What is this, build 42? No, legit. Build 42, even this would be too much. Can I pick those up? Hold on a sec. First, I'll get rid of this. I don't need that. Can I do that? Build 42's darkness is like some advanced darkness stuff. Okay, need to empty this container. What's in here? Hey, get out of here. Just get on the floor. Let's see. Can I... Okay. I'm going to throw all this on the ground like, you know, a sane person would do. And we're going to go ahead and... can we pick all you up? I'm going to pick all them up. Pick them all up. There we go. Because we want to get that in front of the way, if possible. If possible. Okay. What kind of things do you guys get up in the morning farm during winter? It's different in winter. What's nice is that where we live, we have a pretty what's called a mild climate. So I'm not sure where you live, but apparently I've talked to many people who live in some harsher weather climates. So I have no room to really discuss like how harsh a winter is, because harsh or cold day for winter for me is like so Midwest. So you know some actual cold winter. You know cold, just like what's it, Claire up here also knows too. For me, 40s is kind of getting colder. It's like, you know, you get a jacket on and stuff. You do that kind of stuff, you know. 30, it's a bit nippy in here. This is cold. You better get a jacket. You're going to freeze out there. 20, how do people live in this? How do people do this? So, yeah, from that already, you can already tell, like, yeah, it's different. But on the alternative side, on the flip side, we get like 110, 114 summers. So that's how that is, but yeah. So snow outside right now. Well, there you go. Yeah, we don't have that. Today was lovely. Today was a warm day. It got actually warm. I think we're in like the mid 50s. So we're in a situation, don't get me wrong, our winters are very nice. I'm never going to complain about our winters. That's most certainly for sure. I have family who lives in Michigan, so I know what cold is, but I have not felt it. I have not felt that kind of cold. That's some winter. That's some winter right there. Yeah, it's pretty cold for me too. Okay, there you go. You guys you're all like right now, like, yeah, it's cold outside. Barry's like, oof. It's a nice chilled. It's a little balmy here. So like, I think, what does my weather say right now? Let me check it real quick. I'm not gonna speak. I'm gonna shut up. I will say that I feel it's warm right now. I'm not saying it's cold. But it's warm. It's like mid 50s. So yeah, 50s is short sleeves. I mean, I could get on that. It'll eventually maybe get to me in time, but like I can get on 50s being like short sleeve weather. Yeah, right. Very small world. Let's see. See, also, Pesky said, traveling to see my family this weekend. -4 up there. Holy God, that's cold. It's warmed up at 30. Oh my gosh, 36 for us is like, yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it's cold. 4 in the afternoon. Oh my gosh. Was 20 earlier. I could just like stare at chat and be like, that's insane. But I know it exists. Don't get me wrong. Not like I'm like, I understand that's a thing. But it's a definite, like, it's definitely a different world, right? Dang, I know, right? Shoot. -4. Whew. That is cold. I don't know what that kind of cold fit. I can't imagine what, like, in the teens feels like. I know that 20s is cold. I've felt 20s, but I don't know what that is. So, negative? I don't know. Cold. It gets to, I must assume it eventually gets to a point where you're just like, yep, it's cold. What does it feel like? Cold. It gets to a point where you're just like, it is just straight up cold, my dude. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Beans. Is there anything else over here, though? Black beans? It's basically bean soup right now. If you look at it right now, we're basically just making bean soup. We're trying to make sure that our boy here gets some sort of food. He gets some sort of nutrition out of this. Got gunpowder. I got all kinds of random shit in here. I do swear at times. Sorry if that is... it is an adult channel, but also I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure everyone... No, not everyone enjoys that, so my apologies if that was like, oh, that was abrupt. I know. He's like, I'm hungry. I know you're hungry. Don't worry. We're working on it. We're working on it because now we have potatoes. Yeah, we got potatoes and stuff, and we got tomatoes and potatoes. Let's see. Yeah, give me that, please. Give me something good. Okay, I can't do any more. So I can just add in condiments and such in order to spice it up. Make ourselves happier. Or boredom, I guess, in some situations. Let's see. It's cold enough to where you have the biggest urge to protect your visible flesh. That makes sense to me. That right there is like, yeah. At some point in time, you're just like, hey, just protect your flesh. It's gonna get kind of just stupid after a while. Pretty much, just, yep, it's heckin' cold out there. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's all it is. It's just so cold. Potato flew around my room. Is everyone else just as confused as me and Claire about why Vine went away? Like, I don't understand. I don't know why. So this isn't bad. We're gonna get some solid hunger reduction here. It's 12 o'clock at night. Or sorry, in the morning. We're gonna eat this, and then we're gonna go to bed. That's what we're gonna do. I guess I can also go over what we went with. This is build 41, which by the way, as I'm seeing here, I need to eat more food. What I need to eat is more junk food. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm going down a lot. Oh. Hold on a second. That sounds like someone's knocking at my shit. It totally is. Someone's out there. Hold on, door. Or whatever you are. I'm coming. Help us on the way, dear. Help us on the way. I'm bored and I'm hungry. And you done stalled out my food. Who the hell are you? I told you the barricades would work. Frickin' Frickster. See? They could have totally gone around. Look, if they had smart brains, they could literally just do this. And even here, and jump in. But they attack this. They see this and they hate it. They hate barricades. Oh my god, Mrs. Duff. I love Mrs. Duff. I love that whole movie. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. A lot of great stuff he'd done. The whole time. The whole time. Sally Fields. Yep. That's Sally Fields the whole time. It's true. I think our man's gonna need... He's gonna need some more soup by the time we're done. Here's our room. We're gonna go to sleep with this next to us. We're just gonna like sleep with this in our bed. Because at any point in time, we're gonna wake up tomorrow and we're like, I need to eat immediately. See, by the time we wake up, we'll be like, yeah, I'm hungry. By the time we wake up, it's possible that there's going to be more zombies attacking our barricades. If I see like no power, I'll be like, you guys have been absolutely ravenous for that. Let me go check my barricade, but first I must go drink my soup. Out of the bowl, out of the whole pot, by the way. Show some sort of emote in chat if you've literally done that. Alright? If you have literally once used the entire container which it was, in order to feed yourself that container. Alright? Oh. I have stalled out for a second. Hold up a second. I need to do it too. Hold up. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes it's just like it's easier. It's easier to do that too. Can you say it's a barricade? There's just so many ways you can put my name into it. It just works. It just works nice. It lends itself to... Oh, apparently we got some uncomfortable wind chill over here. Wow. It's negative... Okay, I've gone with... This is all using Celsius, which I do not know, but I'm trying to understand Celsius more. Or, the metric system, so that's me trying to learn. It was at negative 10 Celsius, so I'm assuming that's heckin' cold. That's somewhere in the neighborhood of about the teens, I'm guessing? Factor in some wind chill, that's not a recipe for fun. No fun, fun, fun. Let's see. Let's get some more of this. I'm gonna make myself a soup. Make myself a nice soup. Or maybe a stew. Ooh, tomato and potato stew? Peas. We'll get some of that pea action in here too. Let's see. Can I... Okay, if I take this... Where is it? Oop. I need to get another bowl of water. One of these cooking pots. I can put you back away. Don't need to clean it. Don't mind that you don't have to clean it. Clean it, anyone. Can I make a stew? Yeah, let's make a stew out of all these here. That's 14 with frickin' hell. Could you imagine? 14 wind chill. Again, when I lived in North Carolina for a couple years, yeah, no, that's cold. That's what you would call really stupid cold. I haven't felt that before. I've felt 20s. And I thought that was cold, and it wasn't even like super windy. So I imagine, I know what like some cold, like cold here feels like with some wind. So imagine 14 with wind. That's just dumb. That should be illegal. What was I looking for? Okay, so can I make more with meat now? I would like to put in more meat. Sausage, yes, that I want. I want the sausage. Put the sausage in. Can I get more sausage? Random beef? Well, we're gonna do that anyway, so yeah, get that ground beef in there. Get some of that ground beef action. Stale. Let's get the stale in there too so it'll negate that negative effect. Alright, we're cooking with fire, guys. It's gonna be hearty as frick. Let's see. That was us for 2 weeks ago. Oh, damn. You tell Mother Nature. You tell him. That's freaking cold. Nature, you're under arrest. That's illegal. That's illegal. According to me, that's illegal. Also, that's a great emote. The fox with the badge. Oh my god. That's awesome. I love those emotes. Let's see. We need more stuff we're going to add to it. I thought I could add more. Come on. I can't put any more? What? There should be more things I can add to this. Well, they're like, is there only certain things I'm allowed to, and if you mix and match, they won't work? Okay, fine. Okay, we're going to turn this on. We're looking forward to that. Look at that. That's a solid build right there. Our man here needs a smoke. Let me help you out with that. Let me light it up for you. Get a little smoke going on here. Let's see. I will help with the arrest. Heck yeah, we're gonna help with this arrest because this is illegal. That's illegal. It shouldn't be allowed. We're making it so. We're all of us together, all in favor, aye or yay or whatever that stuff. All those opposed, nay. It should be illegal to be that cold with wind. See, I will help with the arrest, and then also, but what do we enjoy about cooking? Or what about? The joint cooking we love. The joint cook. All right, so the eyes are so far. The eyes. I think it's gonna pass unanimously, I believe. Especially considering I'm the one here who has the warmest climate, so it's like the eyes for making sure it's not as stupid cold. It's like, yeah, we're gonna pass that. All those in favor? All right. But yeah, the joy of cooking. The joy of cooking is great. I love the joy of cooking, and I gotta say, I've actually started enjoying cooking in this game so much more. It's so much more enjoyable than I thought. So yeah, the eyes have it. Eyes pass. It is now illegal for it to be that cold and windy. It's not allowed. It's illegal. Punishable by incarceration. It's now passed. That was the ingredients not being able to combine. Oh, that's it. That makes sense. That makes sense too. That's it. That's what they're saying. Oh, damn. The hunger got even better. The thirst went down, but who cares? Hunger is solid right there. That's a solid stew we got. Okay, we have all. Where are all the containers? Do I have more in here? Yeah, there's one more in here. First off, I need to drink these. Our boy here needs some more to drink. He needs to drink. Otherwise, he's going to keep losing weight. Okay, he's getting better. He didn't drop off that one. So now with that, we should be full. We can now make all those stews go into the bowls. We throw these bowls, the bowls, into the fridge. I do love the fact that you can cook with beer. I thought like maybe they won't allow that. No, it's in here, which is awesome. Which is something you can do. We do it. Not all the time, but I mean, certain things. Let's see. You get to good question actually. Definitely if you guys are in the Midwest too. This year we got a lot. Really? Oh man, really abnormal in this area. To be honest. Okay, good to know. Yeah, no. Tornadoes are one of those things that like I don't understand. Like you guys, it's more quote unquote normal, I guess you would say. The idea of tornadoes. Tornadoes like freak the hell out of me. Like no. Whereas like when I lived in North Carolina, they said yeah, every once in a while they'll get tornadoes. It's kind of just more common. Not all the time. We actually did have a pretty big tornado that touched down nearby during those 2 years we were there. So much for it being uncommon. But then again, like they talk about earthquakes, like, dude, how in the hell do you guys earthquakes? The earth, they're like quaking? That must be terrifying. It's like, well, yeah, it's not exactly pleasant, especially if it's a big one. But no, it's. I mean, again, we look at tornadoes as it's like this absolute like thing. Like, oh my god, no way, I couldn't deal with that. Whereas where we used to live, like in North Carolina, it was like, yeah, they can't see the idea of tornadoes are kind of like, well, this is what it is, but they can't see the idea of like earthquake being anything. Like, how do you handle that? A bunch to generate it around. Yep. Once you get a bunch of those, yeah, that's a big. I don't know about that one. Actually, I'm looking at time. I probably can't do another day. I want to. I talked for so long. Let's be real. I talked for so long, but I can't. By the time another day would go by, it'd be too late. So we'll do a little bit of talk before we go and talk about who we're gonna raid. They're so scary to destruct. Okay, so. That's the thing. They are. I guess maybe the North Carolinians didn't find like they were scary. We're transplant. That was the term we were given, which also it's a term. It's a term. Like you transplants from California, you freaked out by these tornadoes? Yes, they're big, swirling things of air. They're just air that's swirling around that wanted to pick up stuff and throw them everywhere. That's terrifying. At least that's the way we saw them. I'm booting up VTube Studio right now. So it's like, what's he doing right now? He's booting up his VTube Studio so we can talk a little bit. We'll talk a little bit before it's time to go. We're going to see also who's online. I guess while we're booting up, I should kind of like, hey, hi, everyone. It's Herschel here. How are you all doing today? Let's see. Yeah, do not like them either. The risk is too much. It doesn't seem like an area like if it's like, oh, if it's tornadoes are very rare, I can see that's like, okay, that's a place you could like. We've moved so many times. I never really like oh, I'll be here forever. It's a good possibility. I could leave. We do have a farm now, so as long as the farm keeps going, we'll do that. But yeah, areas where like it's like tornadoes come through all the time. Like I don't know. But yeah, again, the North Carolinians, they were okay with tornadoes. They were terrified by earthquakes. Earthquakes. I mean, shoot. I lived through the Northridge earthquake, so I'm like, okay. This is it's. Don't get me wrong. It was terrifying. It was not something like, oh yeah, Northridge. That was a walk in the park. It was destruction. It was quite the destructive force. From what I remember, I was 4 at the time. Back when Barry was young. Back when Barry was a youngin'. It was all like the cabinets in the kitchen flew open, and like all the dishes were on the ground. The brick wall that bordered like the entire neighborhood, the entire area that we were at, all of them were toppled. California State University Northridge, actually a whole bunch of buildings actually broke. There were people who passed away and which I'm like right now frowning a little bit. I'm not sure why Berrymore, the model, is like smiling. This is not good, Barry. They left like remnants of the actual like building as a monument to them. It was a destructive earthquake. So when I say like, oh yeah, earthquakes, they're no big deal. Like no, they're I'm not making light of just how powerful the earth can be. But I just kind of found it a little bit odd how, I don't know. It feels like, when something's used to you, then you don't feel it's still scary, but not as to say something else that's not as used to you. I guess maybe a little bit of that unknown. Like for me, I never dealt with a tornado before, so they're absolutely terrifying. I've dealt with earthquakes. So long as it's not a big one, I'm like, okay, we ride this out. This happens a little bit. And then you just move along. Unless it's a big one. If that's the case, you got to get to a very strong part of your house, just in case. No, I don't like them either. Yeah. So that's why I want to make sure I'm not making light of earthquakes or any natural disaster at all. Nature is a great equalizer of mankind. What was it, Godzilla? History shows us again and again how nature ends up the folly of man. Yep. Nature is nature, and nature is, damn nature, you scary. So not making light on that at all. Earthquakes are strong, but I just kind of find it like, the difference between different places, what you're used to versus what you're not used to. Yeah. But anyways, thank you all so much for being here. This is a big side tangent. Thank you all so much for being here. I see it like, I'm at my Mix It Up right now, and I've seen like a lot of awesome people who are just like, whether you're lurking in chat, whether you've been lurking this whole time. I see you all there. I don't want to call you out. I'm not calling you out. Don't run away, please. I just see you there, and I appreciate you that you're here and that you're just kind of lurking around and enjoying. I hope it's been enjoyable. We talked a lot about our talents, or was it the traits for Product Zomboid. I'll eventually publish that whole thing, but we did a lot of that. And then we played a day with Herschel. We went and we slayed some zombies. You go a little bit ballistic. You talk about traits after a while, then you gotta go slay some zombies. And we did that. We pretty much cleared out the penitentiary in Rosewood. So I mean, shoot, yeah. Thank you so much for the raid, Barry. Have a great evening. Take care, everyone. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Pesky. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, everyone here, and thank you, Paigey. Everyone who's in chat. Again, everyone who's been lurking. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and see about who else is online, because there's some awesome people here. Hey, thank you, Tilda. I see you've been here. You've been lurking there too. Supportive. Thank you much. I appreciate it. See a whole bunch of y'all in there. And thank you so much for getting the raid message out there, by the way, too. Let's see who's online. You know what? Gucci Baguette, we've raided her a couple times. And right now, it's apparently her streaming anniversary today. And she's playing Stardew Valley, which we love Stardew Valley too. So, let's go and do a raid over to Gucci Baguette. She got, it's her anniversary. Does she have like a title for it? She's also streaming. Oh, she's also playing with Princess. Okay, cool. So that's cool. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But first, I want to go ahead and do the pod train. So let me go and send that pod train out, show everyone, all these wonderful, wonderful people who've been very supportive and have followed along the way. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the stream, Barry. It was nice seeing you. It was nice seeing you too, Seven. Thank you so much. I hope everything's going well. It's going great on this end. I hope that you're doing well too. And yeah. I just want to go ahead and we're going to send out the raid message. Tilted Gaming put the raid message out. We're going to go ahead and raid Gucci Baguette. And again, I want to go ahead and make sure all these people here get their time, their shine, their spotlight here. I like doing that. So I'm just going to do that again. So again, you could take those raid messages if you want. If you're like, yeah, pod raid, let's take it. Let's go for it. Go for it. If you're like, no, I want to modify that. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Maybe add a little something to it, a little my own flair to it. By all means, please go for it. Whatever you like to do. Choice is yours and yours alone. That was my best Omek from Legends of the Hidden Temple. Anyways, thank you all again so much for being here. Thank you for being here the whole time, or whether you've been here the whole time, or whether you've been coming recently. I appreciate you all being here. I'll be back again tomorrow morning if you guys are up and wanting to. A little bit of Christmas Eve morning stream. If I don't see you then, whether you guys are celebrating Christmas or another holiday, y'all take care. Happy holidays. And yeah, thank you all so much. Both miss you both. Hey, I see you here though. I saw you were in the chat, so I appreciate it, Shiro. Thank you so much. Thank you for trying to be here too. You've been awesome. You're super supportive. You've been super supportive. So you're good. You're totally good. So once again, y'all take care now. I'll see you at the raid. Bye.